today, subbing, and you flew me by everyone else. An incredible hour show, enough where it almost seemed guaranteed that you were going to come back and get this headline slot.
It felt very good last time.
Yeah.
It felt very good, and building up to where we are now, I think that the demand and from us and from the people here has been quite high for really coming back here. So not only us are excited, but I think a lot of people out there. Yeah. And that feels absolutely amazing to know that support that we have here.
Absolutely, yeah, because I mean, obviously you're not an unknown entity in UK, perhaps compared to size as you are in Europe, the rest of Europe. The UK has clearly massively got on board, particularly I'd say in the last couple of years more than anything else. And they obviously released a brand new album, and that's just built momentum even more.
Yeah. I mean, we always struggled actually here, even though we've done so many shows over here.
Yeah.
Over 100 shows in England, so that's quite a lot. And I think we always struggled. And a lot of people told us, like, it's not gonna work, this your kind of music is not for this island and these things. But those words kind of, they trigger us.
Yeah.
Triggers.
And to fight even harder.
Yeah, to win the UK over, empowering you. And like, well, if you
Don't
say
tell me
we
what to
can't
do.
do it, if you say we can't do it, we will do it.
And now, here we are.
Here you are, yeah.
Tonight. And all the road here has been an exciting trip. And now we can kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yes, still quite a few hours away. Do you at this stage in your careers, do you still get nervous? I'm sure you hear that a lot, but
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do get nervous because it doesn't matter how much, because you always want to perform the best.
Of course.
And the best is always better than the day before. So there is no looking back, and it's not like, oh, we did this, so now we're happy, we're satisfied. It doesn't work like that.
No.
It works, damn, that was a really good show we played yesterday. Tonight we have to be better. And that makes you always that you are a little bit nervous because you really want to, be better and better.
Well, recently as well, the amount of excellent sort of press surrounding yourselves following Hellfest and what you did as a band there and so on, and the general feel of love that surrounds Sabaton at the moment, leading into this it's awe-inspiring almost.
I think we did 2 shows this summer where some of the people who didn't really like Sabaton got a little thought to their heads. The first one was Hellfest. I mean, seeing that there's been these rumors that Sabaton is singing playback and Sabaton is not proper, they are like posers, they cannot play for real and stuff. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
See, if we are not for real, then I don't know what is for real then.
Absolutely.
And then there's also been these kind of talks about, Sabaton is at war with the previous band members and these kind of things. Yeah, look at Wacken. It wouldn't be possible to do that.
Of course.
If we were not great friends.
Of course, yeah.
And that night, I think everybody felt, not just the guys on the stage, but in the crowd as well, that this band is here to stay. This is 20 years, and everybody on the stage felt proud of the part that they played in the career of Sabaton.
Yeah, you built this over 20 years. You are celebrating those 20 years this year.
Yeah.
Did it ever seem 20 years? Did it ever seem possible originally?
I mean, you start a band and you don't want it to end.
Of course.
So once you start playing and it's fun, you don't want it to end. You want it to last forever.
Yeah.
So you don't put a limit. Oh, this band. Oh, you just created an awesome band. It's for 5 years, and then we do something else.
Yeah, 2 albums went out.
It doesn't work like that. No. You make a band, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna do this until we die. Great.
Yeah.
Settled.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the metal way, really, isn't it? Stay until you literally cannot play anymore.
So so we never thought about, in 20 years or 30 years or 10 years or 5 years from now on, where what we will do after that.
Of course.
It's just, it will go on.
And you're just going to continue doing that. It doesn't feel though like a blur, those 20 years, like 20 years of music and shows.
I mean, it's more than half of my life. And that gives a significant thought to it. And so, yes, looking back, we've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes they blur together.
Oh yeah.
If you don't spend enough time thinking about them. And people can ask, say the coolest thing that ever happened to you on stage. Forget it. I can't come up with that right now. There's happened a lot of stuff. And but when it comes to like, sometimes you sit down and you think about it. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
To look back.
You take those moments where you do look back, as you say.
I have everything documented as well.
Okay.
From the gig contract for the first show we did in '99, and the correspondence, and the first time we ever sent out a demo to a record label, and the first I have everything documented from the first part. So including the first like drawings for an artwork, the first demo recordings. I have everything. And so many hours and hours of film material that it's gonna take me years to watch it. But so it's all there. And one day, if we somehow didn't have enough to do, then we look at it. But it's cool because I can go back and I can see, this was a photo from our first show. This is how our singer looked like. This was his first stage clothes. We also have boxes and boxes and boxes which are just marked archive, and then there is a file saying that in this is this, and then we have put them away for a purpose one day we don't know of yet. Exactly,
something in the future when, as you say, if you ever really slow down, but you never really seem to slow down.
So no, it should not. It should not slow down. It goes a little bit up and down, and sometimes we are more busy than other times. And obviously, we're just at the moment releasing a new album and starting to do all the stuff. We're very busy at the moment.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes it needs time to regain energy, and then we can have a little bit of rest and stuff. I think that we are now doing the final push of the summer.
Yep.
And as we come to September, it's like, okay, time to gather more energy until we are going to America again.
Yep. Yeah. And then of course you're back in the UK at the beginning of 2020.
Yes.
Big show.
Big show.
Yeah.
Our biggest show in the UK for sure. And there was a lot of people who said Sabaton at Wembley is not gonna work.
I know the venue well. It's the great venue for.
It's gonna feel absolutely awesome, and it's gonna be packed.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
And I really look forward for all the people who said that Sabaton doesn't have anything to do in the UK. I would love to put that sold out sign at Wembley and just say.
You wouldn't even need to say anything. You would just it would speak volumes enough. There's absolutely no reason why it's not the case. Considering the headline this weekend, who we've spoken to before, and from online and forums and stuff like that, everyone is basically super excited to see you guys tonight. There's a level of expectation in almost now, whereas
thank you, making us a little bit nervous.
I mean, in the sense it's kind of
you're
like
putting some intense to the crowd. Yeah.
Whereas before it's like, oh yeah, sometimes they're cool. Now it's like, oh, sometimes it's like, yes, right. We know they bring it. They know they're going to bring a lovely visual show or something that will impress you, but also sound-wise. Not to put pressure on you at all, but yeah.
From the moment when they laughed at us to this moment, it feels great actually.
It is. Yeah.
And I'm thankful for all the people who, even though there was all this like, you shouldn't listen to Sabaton because it's a bullshit band, and we know this kind of things that they have been going around here. And UK is a bit rough when people talk to each other, like the language are not that sort of friendly as it can be in some other countries. So it's quite harsh, and I can know that a lot of people stood up for us, and I thank them. I'm super excited. Thank you for all the people. No, the people who even though like you can't listen to Sabaton, it's a band for not so cool people, and those people who still were there and said, "Fuck you, I listen to Sabaton." And now I think they also feel the pride.
Yeah. I think it is now a badge of honor and pride, and that's what it should be. I hate the breaking down a part of melody, saying that's not okay or that's not okay. You like it. Games, Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life here. We are lamenting the loss of Bloodstock this year while celebrating the current situation of where it is now, what we're going to be doing come 2021, as well as the great moments of the past. I say lamenting, it's not like, it's like it's lost and never coming back thing. It's more just, it happens to be at this point of recording, what day is it, Monday?
Yep.
What was that, 4 days away from the start of the festival?
Mm-hmm.
So we're 4 days away from where we would be on our way down there. At this point, we'd be packing, getting lost of supplies. We're going food shopping tomorrow. That would probably be to pick up Bloodstock stuff, the last of the Bloodstock stuff, But obviously none of that's happening this time. But anyway, before we get to that, of course, it's me, Carl, Lou, Brendan, and Gemma. The 4 of us are doing it because we are the 4 main parties of Bloodstock. We're not
our group, not the whole of Bloodstock.
Oh yeah. That's it. Me and Lou, we've been attending since 2014, and you guys have been 2017. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went for one day in 2014, didn't we? For your 30th.
Yeah, your birthday one.
Was that my 30th?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you were going before that one. You must have been there before that.
I think you've been the year before.
No. I checked. Let me just. I'm sure. I'm going to check now because
2014 is when Emperor headlined.
Yeah, that must have been it because
I think the year before that was Trivium, though, wasn't it?
No. 2013 was King Diamond, Lamb of God, and Slayer. We weren't at that.
Yes, 2014 was our first one.
14 was the first one then.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go.
So it was that one.
We took a punt on it, didn't we? It was your 30th.
Yeah, that was it. It was just that was the same year, 2014. That was a year of festivals. We did like a day at Download, did a whole of Hellfest, and then did Bloodstock for the first time. And after that, it was like, well, we're just going to do Bloodstock going forward, really. Yeah. And it's grown now to the point where, what was it, 10 of us last year?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, from 2 to that many, you know, and that don't look like it's going to be changing. Well, like the core 4 of us, I don't think it'll be changing ever anytime soon, unless there's some drastic lineup changes or, you know, Biffy Clyro as a headliner. You know,
could happen. System of a Down announced.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit cringy.
So of course, you know, we can sit and we're going to talk about Bloodstock and stuff like that. And you know, it's important to sort of stress that it's going to be shit for some over the weekend when you're sort of like, what you would normally be doing for a lot of people, and you might end up feeling guilty because of the whole sort of small fry situation. How can you compare the loss of a festival to X amount of people dying or sick on a regular basis and all that? And that sucks, but it's also important to remember that these small things make the difference. They might be what you look forward to every single year. It might be the thing that breaks you out of your, a dark place in your mind and stuff like that. So it's okay to be like, yeah, I really missed that, and it's shit that ain't happening, you know?
Okay to be sad. Yeah. It's okay. Don't feel guilty about it. People die a lot of the time, and it'd still suck if someone said you've got to miss Christmas this year. You know?
And obviously, like with like, it's even more, not worrying is the word, but even more depressing, right? When you kind of get all this like, here's our announcements for 2021. You know, like Download did today with its 2021 announcement and stuff like that. And it's like, right now, they're not going to go ahead either. Like, I know we're talking a year away, but currently the way you look at the world, you're like, well, how can this even change? You can't even have a small gig, you know, let alone a festival.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not like I'm sort of saying, there's going to be problems next year, because who knows what the state of play will be next year, but it just makes it a little bit more like, if we could just kind of get the ball, I feel like if we could just get the ball rolling in some way, where it's like, okay, let's do a few.
The thing with all of this, like, you know, it could legitimately be around forever.
Yeah.
It genuinely could. There may not be ever a vaccine or anything like that. So, you know, at some point, not saying I'm not trying to belittle it or anything, at some point we have to just carry on living.
Of course, there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance, right? Because you can't stay like this forever. Yeah, you're right.
Definitely not.
It's gonna be really tough, man, because, you know, everyone's expecting winter to come along, and there's probably going to be a rise in it all, and then that will see potential kind of quarantine issues and lockdowns into 2021, and then, like you said, then you start worrying a little bit and thinking like, okay, you know.
Yeah, I'll just settle for getting the ball rolling at this stage, but who knows? That's the problem. That is the constant problem, and how it's been for months. Who knows? You know, we'll go get your £10 off voucher and have a meal over the weekend, if that'll make you feel better. So at least we've got that. But obviously, you know, ultimately Bloodstock, here's the thing, when Bloodstock was postponed this year, none of us were surprised at all. So there wasn't really a disappointment in that sense. You know, I don't think anyone was like, oh God, I'm gutted about it. It's because like, okay, that's happened. That was going to happen.
It's the nearer you got, wasn't it? I think like when we were talking back in like March, April, you know, you were like, I don't know, maybe we're all stupid or whatever, but you kind of think like, fingers crossed it'll all be blown over by then. Perhaps not fully understanding the scale of it all.
Yeah. Well, here's a great example. Not Bloodstock, Slam Dunk. They obviously postponed. What was it May? May. So I think they did that back in like March or something like that. And then we booked the festival for September because hey, it'll all be all right by then.
Yeah. Same with, I know not September, but with Machine Head. Obviously rescheduled all their dates for the end of the year, October, November time, and then same now. Obviously turned around and said like that's obviously happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think obviously everyone underestimated the scale of it, but I don't know. I would say we expected Bloodstock to be cancelled, but eventually, I think there was a point where I was always like, when Download got cancelled, it was like, yeah, but that's in June, July time. So we're a bit further on. We might be okay. And in a way, it was kind of, I don't know. I guess it was good that it got cancelled because it would have been a horrible position to be put in to have if they said they were going to go ahead, but try and enforce social distancing rules on site and all that sort of stuff. The decision of whether to go or not.
Yeah.
That would have been a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess in a way there was a little bit of relief almost when they came out and said like, you know what, disappointment, but relief at the same time. And obviously they backed that up by then just adding enticements to 2021 to boost the festival non-end and essentially kill people by giving us another day of drinking.
Yeah, we'll get to that 2021. And obviously as well, another a minuscule positive and something to enjoy over the weekend is this whole European Metal Festival Alliance thing. I can't remember it's 13 festivals in total, Bloodstock included, lots of European festivals. And effectively it's live footage from all of these festivals, a number of bands, unseen footage and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think there's a few recorded specifically for this as well, isn't there? There's a few unique recordings done for this festival, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's a good idea. And like, it even, I think it's like 6.66 euros.
Yeah, 666.
That is a
very cool, aren't we? Which worst case scenario, like even if you can't fucking attend the thing, man, it's worth paying the 666 just to give a little bit of a boost to these festivals, because that's what the money's doing. At the end of the day, it's going back into the industry, isn't it?
Yeah.
This isn't a profiteering fucking campaign or anything like that. This is helping them survive. So even if you're like, I can't do it because I've got to go around my mum's at the weekend, just buy a fucking ticket anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you book the tickets, it asks you what festival you would have been going to.
It doesn't donate it that way though. It's an equal split each way, but they just want to. I don't know if it's an equal split, but it's split fairly. I think probably depending on size, but they wanted to do like, I remember seeing Adam or Vicky from Bloodstock saying on a Facebook post that they wanted to get like an idea of the numbers that were coming from each festival.
Oh, so like if it's like 70% Bloodstock could be like, oh, we want more of that share.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point of them not doing it that way, because that's like kind of kills that's not an alliance anymore. That's like, we're in charge, you little festival bitches.
All right, so today as a recording, they actually released what is effectively the day's schedule. So I'm going to quickly run through them all.
I've been looking for this fucking thing. Great.
Cool. I saw it on Facebook, then I found it on the website. Right, so on Friday, August 7th, the bands listed are Alien Weaponry, Aminra, Butcher Babies, Cult of Fire, Dirty Shirt,
Say that right.
Evil Invaders, Campfire, Parasite Inc., Rotting Christ, Unleash and Venom Prison. So
is that in an order? Is that the order?
It's in an order, but they're not like listed for when it starts. I don't know if it's going
South Festival.
up or it's alphabetical.
Right, okay. I was going to say, because otherwise Rotting Christ kind of being like third on there, I was a bit like, what? Hang on. Alien Weapon opening up the stage for a Dirty Shirt. Yeah, because it would make sense for like a headline at either end, because on one end you've got Alien Weaponry, the other you've got Venom Prison. Yeah. There's some great bands there, man. A couple of the Bloodstock bands are there, aren't they? Butcher Babies were Bloodstock, weren't they, this year? Yeah. Well, we can do this now then, actually, as for the bands we've seen at Bloodstock, some of these we have seen. So I'll bring them up and we kind of talk about what the shows were like. And I'm going to leave the obvious one to the fucking end. Well, there's only two, but I'll leave the most obvious one. So Venom
We saw Venom Prison. I can't remember when they played, which year. It might have been last year. Last year, 2019, and they were on kind of earlyish in the day in the main stage.
Yeah.
I thought they were great, but the main stage swallowed them up. They weren't that kind of intensity. For me, was not very main stage at that point.
It should be second stage.
It should have been inside selfie stage for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing them. Thought they were pretty good, but it was just they were very, very new-ish at the time to me, anyway. And yeah, it felt like I don't mean to be disrespectful to it. It felt like a small band on a big stage, a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
They'd have been better in the tent, you know. That sort of heavy deathcore kind of intensity works well in a smaller environment.
I think you get that angle out a lot more. Anything to add, ladies? Oh, it's just me and Brendan fucking talking
Well, you know,
as usual.
I know you enjoy doing that. Yeah, big fan of Venom Prison. I see what you mean. Like I say, I'm big on the big stage. If the wind catches the sound, that's it.
Oh, it was 2000. Sorry, which one's that? 2017.
Oh, that was a while back then. Wow.
Yeah, they were the second one on. Broken Teeth were on before them.
Oh, okay, right.
So
There you go.
things.
That was our first year.
That was our first full year. Yeah.
The other one then is Rotting Christ. I saw these. I saw them play one song on the main stage back in like 2016, but we only watched one song because we were going to see Morass of Molasses, I believe, in the tent, and they were more party. But so I don't really count that as seeing them. But they were the headliner of Thursday night's Sophie tent last year, where we did see them.
They were fucking brilliant.
I can't remember much from it. Too much.
Really? Yeah, you got that. That's a thing for you on a Thursday night, though. Do you remember with Windrose as well? Yeah. Did I watch Windrose last night? It's like, yeah, Cole, you was jigging and everything, mate.
I am one of those anuses who goes too hard and heavy on a Thursday, man.
Yeah. You're also the one who warns us about it. Don't drink too much. Don't drink too much. Right, we're all carrying Carl back to the tent.
So fucking excited by that point, yeah. So yeah, Brendan, tell us how Rotten Christ were.
Well, actually, weirdly enough, I actually missed a bit of. Oh no, I didn't miss a bit.
No, we didn't.
Did I miss something? No, because I went to we went to meet them in the signing tent as well, didn't we, to get the book signed for your birthday? And on I absolutely adored the show. I love that band. I think they're probably, I don't even know, like they're black metal, but they're not traditional in any way. I think they're probably one of the most bands that excite me the most whenever I hear that Rotting Christ are going to release some music or something like that. I also love with Rotting Christ the fact that I find that the music and the name like kind of don't fit together. Like if you said to somebody like, "Oh, check out this band called Rotting Christ," I think I don't know what you're expecting. Maybe like I don't know, someone like Cannibal Corpse or something like that style of band.
Oh right, yeah, a bit more Grefdot, Grinddead.
Clever and intricate and everything like that. But what really impressed me was like when you listen to them on the record, it's very layered, isn't it? It's really layered, and the singing is amazing. And there's so many different voices going. And I wanted to see how they pulled that off live, and it was just faultless. It was faultless live. Absolutely fantastic band.
Yeah,
they were really good.
Yeah, and that was the book you went and got, and it was signed in the middle with "Happy Birthday, Carl." Because yes, for everyone to know, for the last
Gemma reached in and kissed and cuddled every member.
I think I've got a restraining order now. Might not be able to go and see him again.
Do not sign this person's book ever again.
So yeah. Since 2014, my birthday has fallen on every Bloodstock weekend. This weekend would have been the last time it'll fall on Bloodstock for the next 3 years. So, admittedly, when it comes back around, I will be 40. So there is that. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it.
That's a lot. There's some good planning involved in that one then.
And the last band that we've definitely seen at Bloodstock from the Friday list is, of course, Alien Weaponry, who we saw in the Sophie's tent. And it's really interesting because this was a day of tired legs, man. Tired legs and tired minds. But Alien Weaponry kind of knocked the shit out of it, I think.
Yeah, I think they blew everyone away that weekend, man. They were definitely the band people were talking about, in every corner. There seemed to be, when we went, I mean, the tent was rammed, and we, probably, I don't think I've seen it any fuller. Genuinely don't at any of the times I've been there. But I think a lot of people were there to see if the hype was real. Yeah. Like we were, to be fair. And I don't think a single person come out of there thinking anything other than, yeah, it is. You know, it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Anything to add?
No, I'm saying you guys. Yeah.
Cool. Useful words.
But more than Gemma.
Right, Saturday then. All right, so Saturday we've got Angelus Arpatrida. I don't know him. Avatar. Der Weg in der Freiheit.
German.
Yeah. Oh, really? Deserted Fear. Gutalax. Heidevolk. Legion of the Damned. Lepoka. Nightland. That's NYTT though. Nightland. Venom Inc. and White Walls. Wow. I don't know many of these bands. I will.
No.
From Bloodstock, it's just one I've seen, which is Venom Inc.
Yes.
And that was a couple of years back, definitely before 2017, because you guys definitely weren't there. So it might have been 2016 or 15 then.
Because the band split, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's Venom and Venom Inc.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
shit, we saw Venom then. We saw the one with Cronus.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've seen
Okay.
both. Venom Inc. were definitely there. Oh, this isn't good because now I can't bloody remember which one I
Yeah.
saw. But I've definitely seen both variations of Venom.
It's like all these bands, they just add another thing on the end, didn't they? They're different bands and different
Now I
lineups
can't
and-
say if they're great or not because I can't remember which one I fucking saw.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh well, forget that one then. Forget that one. Although I never saw them when I played Bloodstock, and I think it was 2014. Funny enough, when Avatar were there. Don't quote me on these fucking dates, people. Oh no, it was 2015.
Taking them on my other laptop.
Oh god. Yeah, what year did Avatar play? Because I know I was at the festival.
They were in the Sophie stage, Sunday the 10th, 2014.
Right.
So we didn't see them then.
Yeah,
We were
because
at home by then.
at that point, right, I had, like others had, judged Avatar on looks alone. And that is something I will openly put my hand up and say, I thought that band was never going to be for me because I based them on looks alone. Now they're one of my favourite bands in the world. And yeah, their brand new album out is on the 7th. So Hunter Gatherer, make sure you check that out because it is a banger. If you haven't heard the song Colossus already, which is a single they released, I think that's one of the best songs they've ever done. This will be a lot of fun to watch because they're not at all. If you look at Avatar and you see the sideshow makeup and things like that, or maybe you've heard one of the more popular songs, and think, oh, they ain't for me, man. Give them more of a shot. They are not at all what I thought, and I've become a big fan. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And the other one, again, I want to sort of give a shout out to is Deserted Fear. Who are, again, another band I got to know through the site, through an interview, and then saw them at the Underworld last year. That band can go, man. That band can go. So check that set out. Okay. Sunday then. Deadlord, Evergrey, Kiss and Dynamite, Mass Hysteria, Orange Goblin, Primordial, Roadkill Soda, Sabaton, Sky Eye, Spoil Engine, and Savat Crown. So, for Bloodstock, Orange Goblin, obviously.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, Orange Goblin, I don't think I've ever really seen them play badly, so that's yeah. It's kind of like, you know what you get with Orange Goblin?
They always do shows too close to Christmas, though. It's like one of the things that I've never, like, it's just too close. But I always try and check them out.
The last time I think about Bloodstock, we saw them on the main stage. I remember them being on the main stage. So, yeah.
Well, did a good crowd at Bloodstock. Seems like a very Bloodstock band, Orange Goblin.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Primordial.
Oh, yes.
They're a band that we've seen at Bloodstock. But I think they're not better at, like, their own shows. Because Primordial songs can be fucking
They're
long.
very moody, yeah. Like,
Yeah, and very atmospheric. So, like, it's one of those where, like, you don't want your black metal band on in the sun at 2 PM. I find it with Primordial as well.
Yeah, very sort of epic sounding.
And obviously Sabaton, obviously, headliners from last year, sub-headliners 2 years before, a couple of years before. Yeah, what anyone want to add anything to Sabaton?
No, it was good, very enjoyable. I think everyone who was with us enjoyed it, which was quite good because I guess not everyone who's with us is into the heavier side of things, and Sabaton kind of bridged the gap a little bit. So it was great. They had a great showing. I mean, weirdly, I was a little not disappointed, but I think I expected a bit more of a show, which is a bit weird because it was still quite a show. I remember watching a lot of videos of them doing their headline shows around all sorts of different places and festivals leading up to Bloodstock, and they had like 100-piece choir all dressed up in World War uniforms all on there and all that sort of stuff. You know, so I had it in my head of how exactly it was going to be, and then when that didn't happen, I was like, oh, okay. Still loved it, thought it was fantastic, but I was like, where's my choir, man?
Yeah, you see more.
I was thinking about this earlier on. I'm glad you said it first, right? It was great last year. But when I thought about the other time I saw them at Bloodstock, which was the sub-headliner slot, the 1 hour thing, which I enjoyed that more. And I wonder if that was because the expectation was lower. Because we are literally, Trivium was after them. And we just were like, don't really know loads about Sabaton. Let's check them out. And it turned out to be so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
And it was an hour long. And I wonder if that was the big difference. Whereas last year, it was like, right, well, Sabaton are going to bring this and bring that, and they're going to do this and do that. And maybe it didn't just quite live up to the expectations of that, I think. Yeah.
I enjoyed them. I liked them.
Oh, yeah, no, we did enjoy
You
them.
can dance.
We're harsh critics, man. It's like, despite the fact that they were awesome and they really brought a massive show, and I'm sure it cost them a fortune, we were like, well, hang on, there should be more. Probably a bit unfair.
Well, here's the thing as well. The bar is getting raised and raised and raised and fucking raised. And we'll get into some of those bar-raising bands at the top of those bills. These Bloodstocks that we've been going about. And we'll come to a consensus by the end on who has been the best headliner so far, based off the festivals we've been to. Because that's what we do. But that's it. No one else at Bloodstock. Savant Crown, quick shout out, massive, great band. Go check out the interview with them on the YouTube channel. I love Savant Crown. Yeah, and that's the weekend of the Metal Festival Alliance, European Metal Festival Alliance. That's going to be amazing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I also should add as well, I missed out the unseen bonus shows, which are going to have the first-time broadcasts. There are a number of bands here. So first we have Napalm Death. The only time I've ever seen Napalm Death was at Bloodstock, funny enough, and I fucking loved it. If you remember, I said, I think at that year, it was the second best band I saw. Yeah. I was so entranced. That's at Bloodstock. I know Brennan has seen them countless times in places and times that defy logic.
Yeah, in the past, in history. But now they're one of those bands. I think that a lot of people just kind of go, "Oh, Napalm Death been around forever. We know what you get." But actually, it's fucking brilliant when you're there. It's genuinely brilliant. Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely. Die Art as Murder. Seen them a couple times at Bloodstock. Last year was, I mean,
so good.
The best. The image of Bloodstock for me last year, which was in the wind, him standing up there and doing that Michael Jackson rip your shirt off thing and standing there with blowing the wind. Absolutely.
The timing on that was fantastic. They use it on the adverts that they for Bloodstock as well.
Well, that's because it's one of those moments.
It's just, they just
fucking hilarious, brilliant. Yeah. But forgetting about that, musically, actually, great as well. They had a new album out around that time as well, didn't they? Can't remember the name of it now. 23 Death Squad Anthem was one of the songs on it.
Banger,
yeah. I can't remember the album.
Yeah, it was really good to see them actually, because again, they're another band that, especially because that was in the wind and everything like that. You know, that was quite worried about how they would sound, but they actually sounded fucking brilliant in all the strong wind and that deathcore kind of pummeling. You think you might lose it a bit, but it was great, really good. Yeah, and I've got this. Not funny story. I don't know if it's a sad story, just because that sort of situation. It's not sad, but it's just one of those, like, it's not really a story, but like, so basically, I met CJ. It's a funny story. It's a sad story. It's not a sad story. It's not a story.
So I met CJ Parker pre him leaving Die Art as Murder. Obviously he left Die Art as Murder and then he came back only a couple of years back. So I met him pre, and it was literally they'd done the boat. So there was the award show of that big magazine, and we were at that and in the queue. And that was when they were doing the boat, where some bands played the boat and then got off the boat and then packed. And Die Art were packing up their gear in a van nearby. And I noticed, like, I was in the queue and I'm like, oh, there's Die Art, that's CJ and shit. And like, no one else is like paying them any attention. I thought, you're like, oh, fuck it. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go over and just say hello. So I walked over there and I went up to CJ and I was like, look, man, just want to let you know this, really like, this is when Holy War was out as well, I think. Or it might have been prior Holy War. But anyway, and he looked at me and he looked so fucking exhausted and so, dare I say, off his face. And
quite left, wasn't it?
Hey, man, thanks, brother. And that was it. And I was just like, I walked away going, oh, that was cool. And I was like, oh, oh, okay. I was like, oh, he probably drunk loads on the fucking boat, but you know, it's like, oh man. But yeah, he was really, really nice and really polite, and I think he's a wonderful man. Yeah. Whenever I read up about him and stuff like that, you know, told you it was a bit of a weird story.
It's a weird story.
Moving on, Dee Snider. So this is going to be the set, I believe, from Bloodstock, the Dee Snider set from, was it last year or 2018?
Last year. No, it was last year.
Last year. I didn't see it. I can't remember what we were doing. We were watching something else. Brendan's checking anyway. But ultimately, Dee Snider is one of my beloved frontmen. He is someone who I think encapsulates rock. That if people said to me, name me a rock icon, I will look at Dee Snider, from everything, from his time in Twisted Sister to his ability now as a solo artist, to his beliefs and his attitude. The fact that he went to fucking court over the parental guidance stickers, and he has fought and fought and fought for the right and things like the horn. He started that campaign to take the horns back. Dee Snider's a wonderful, wonderful man. He's the kind of person that I would never want to ever interview, pure for intimidation. Yeah. What have I got to say to a man like that beyond, oh my God, it's fucking Dee Snider. But I did get to see Twisted Sister for the first and only time at Bloodstock. It was a bucket list band for me. I got to see them, and that's always going to be very special to me.
That was a special show, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because when they quit, they meant they quit. They'd get back together when they got enough money.
Never say never with anything. You never say never.
I don't think they'd say that and get back together again. I don't know.
Motley Crue signed a contract.
It was Motley Crue though. They've probably forgotten. They're probably like killed the brain cells and memory cells, cocaine. So
never say never. No. Never say never in music. Twisted Sister, anyone?
I have a lot of respect for Dee Snider and the band. I'm nowhere near as big a fan as you are. That's the truth of it. I'm very aware of all the stuff that Dee Snider has done and the court cases and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, yeah, I mean, as far as a rock idol, absolutely. As far as being one of my favourite bands, like, no. I like them, but, you know, I don't really have them up on a pedestal at all. They're just like kind of there in a lump with a lot of those other bands. But I do, you know, I can respect what Dee Snider did. Everyone probably can and does, to be fair. Not did. He's still there.
Yeah. People, if you want to know more, there's a great documentary on Twisted Sister that charts their early years from the band's perspective, as well as Dee Snider's autobiography, which I loved. Moving on before I splurge all over the screen or something, you know. Terror.
Never seen them. They're hardcore. Legendary hardcore band. Is that Terror? Am I thinking of the right band?
I don't know.
Terror.
I don't really know.
Oh.
No, don't know.
Buried Tomorrow.
Don't know much of them.
You know.
They were playing, obviously they were going to be playing this year. Seen them live a few times now. Me and Dan saw them do Black Flame and Full at the Roundhouse in December last year, end of last year. And obviously brand new album out. So yeah, Buried Tomorrow. Hope that, I can't remember if that, we're going to go for 2021 anyway, but hopefully they're still in the bill. They're awesome. Battle Beast, Power Metal. Good band.
We saw them last, didn't we?
Have you seen Battle Beast?
Yeah. Yeah.
On a Thursday?
I think we watched a bit. I remember it's female fronted, isn't it, Battle Beast? Yeah. I do remember watching a bit of it, and I remember reviewing some stuff for the site for them and finding it not like it's okay, but it's that whole kind of cheesy sort of, you know, awful metal sort of stuff. A bit Doro.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Yeah, so I don't adore them. But I do remember seeing a song or two, but I don't think I stayed for it all. Pretty sure I didn't.
It's fun though, wouldn't they? I think they go down with like European crowd as well.
Well, yeah, they fit that absolutely. Yeah. Definitely more of a European crowd. Fozzy. Fucking Fozzy.
He's so popular, man. It's unreal. I never realised how popular it was. I always thought, especially when Fozzy was first about, I thought it was a gimmick, to be honest with you. But to be fair to him, he's been around for a long time now doing it. It's a fan base. It ain't my style of music at all. I don't enjoy it. But I've got no problem with them existing. Do you know what I mean? I think fair play.
Well, ultimately, it's always going to come down to some fact that happens to be Chris Jericho. And what's quite funny is we watch AEW every single week. And Jericho's on AEW every single week. And his theme music happens to be a Fozzy song, Judas. And we hear that every fucking week to the point where we can't stand the song, but we can't stop singing it. Especially as one of his mates regularly tries to sing it on the show, but out of tune, and it's fucking hilarious. Go check out Sammy Guevara singing Judas at AEW. You will laugh your arse off. It's so funny. But yeah, we stood and watched like about 10 minutes of Fozzy when they did the main stage, didn't they?
We did watch some of it, didn't we?
Yeah. I think it was more like a stop and watch a couple of tracks in passing, though.
Yeah.
Kind of going towards the New Blood stage or something like that, you know. It's one of those bands that I genuinely have no problem with them whatsoever. I really don't. A lot of the time with bands that I don't really like, I also have a reason why I don't like them. These it doesn't quite click for me musically, but I've got no kind of bad feelings towards them at all. I think they're fine. I don't know why. Like a likable band, I think.
Fair dues. All right, Harakiri for the Sky. I love this band, and I can't even say the fucking name. Love this band. Never seen them at Bloodstock. Never seen them live.
I've never seen them live. I don't really know an awful lot about them, to be honest with you. I really don't.
Demolition Hammer?
Is that something to do with? Oh right, I thought you were doing like songs from that last band.
Oh no, the next band.
Okay, no, that's a definite no then.
And Grand Magus.
Yeah. Doom.
Magus.
So doomy.
Yeah, you're not a fan, really, are you?
I don't know what Magus.
Was this last year as well? I can't remember if it was last year.
It was headliner of Selfies, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We saw them.
Yeah.
I don't remember much. I was drunk.
Yeah.
Like a 3-piece as well, weren't they? Just the 3 of them. So it's all fine. It is what it is, man. But you know what my problem with Doom is, like, you know, after a track or two, you could literally make me close my eyes and just switch different bands up there, and I'll just think it's the same fucking song.
Harsh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's the European Metal Festival Alliance of 2020, basically. Yeah, basically it is. All right, fellas, well, that went quick, didn't it?
It did go quick.
Yeah.
Flew by.
30 minutes gone like that.
Yeah.
How, from your perspective, how do you think it went?
I thought it was good. Having not done this before, I don't think it could have been better.
Yep.
Unless we had like pyrotechnics and stuff going off.
Getting up there, I mean, setting up and getting up there and stuff was absolutely flawless. That was the thing. Like, normally it's a bit of a panic. I got to say on my shit, but the guys up there, the crew, like Formula 1 pit stop stuff, all up there, set up. As soon as it's like that, you feel comfortable, you feel relaxed, and then we just all we had to do was get up there and fucking rock out. Great.
Somebody untangled my lead for me.
Oh, they did it? Oh,
yeah.
well.
I mean, that's ticked. You know, one thing ticked off. That's support Paradise Lost, play Bloodstock, have somebody untangle your lead. Sorted. I can
bucket list. All the bucket list stuff done.
We don't need to do anything else. Actually,
it was fucking great. We had so much fun.
Did you pay much attention to what that crowd, in the sense from the entrance, from where your angle is, you face straight on, you got your entrance to the left, as people keep flowing in and stuff like that, they keep checking you out, people's heads start nodding along a bit more.
That's what I look for. If I see some nodding going on, and if after a song there's some of that.
Yeah.
That's what you look for.
That's
faces that we don't recognise. We had a few friends that come down and stuff, but as soon as we see, I look around and I see faces I don't recognise, having a good time.
Well, you were being repped last night. You know that, you were being repped last night by a big band.
That was our drama. That was so good.
Oh, okay.
We didn't think they'd do it.
Really?
And then he took his hoodie off, and we. Oh wow.
I'm off blind.
You know,
See, he's got a government suit.
It was so good.
Yeah.
He went up to the security before, and he said, "Tell Frank he's got to wear this." And he's like, "Do you know him?" And he's like, "Yeah, we go way back. He's got to wear it." And we took it back then. If I can come back. Representing the guy.
So not only did we get to do what we just did, we're also part of Raging Speedhorn's Bloodstock experience, because it'll be everywhere.
And all of us official photos going around.
And there's us literally trying to get a good shot. And I'm thinking, there's thousands of people here.
They've all got it.
I'll just grab one off the internet later. It'll be fine, you know.
Sorted.
Yeah, sweet.
So, what's the rest? What's next? This has to be a stepping stone, right? We're not going to slow down. We're not taking a break, right?
No.
Hopefully not.
That always happens, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because the momentum, the train's rolling.
Yeah.
Anything we can get into, I think. Now
Yes.
we we just fucking love playing. Just love getting up there, making noise for people, and just seeing what happens, seeing what gets pushed our way.
What about musically? What's in the works there?
we need to write big time.
Yeah.
We neglect it so much because of gigs.
Okay, yeah.
And because we've played more this year than we ever have done.
Really?
And a lot of that's to do with the Metal to the Masses thing, because that really threw us out there and people cottoned on and went, actually, can you do, you know, this,
And we got to thank them for that, because they're fucking, that experience and that opportunity was fucking great, bringing us here.
It seems like ages ago we did that.
It really, really does.
And we were and about doing it. We were like, it was our drummer. He was like, oh, we should do it. And it was like, yeah, maybe. We've had like bad experiences before with like, it's normally with like band competitions and stuff. But no, it was fucking great.
Yeah,
great
because
opportunity.
obviously band competitions, a lot of it's like bring all your mates and whoever cheers the
Yeah,
loudest,
exactly.
Whereas at least
it's
this
just,
kind of doesn't.
And in this day and age, if people don't want to do something, they won't do it. And it's kind of like, and when like in your hometown, if you played last week, you know, saw you last week. Yeah, I know, but could you?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that. People were so up for it.
And they were packed. Everyone we went to was packed. So
the venue itself. Yeah, it was like
it's great to see the actual music, the metal scene, the music scene, fucking busy and pumping, and people energetic for it. So that's great. But
First night we did it, people, you know, getting into it. Last night, pit.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's it.
But yeah, we're start writing. I reckon after that, get some more tracks down and
EP, I think.
Yeah, get back in the studio and get some more stuff recorded and.
We are notoriously lazy,
Okay.
but this is a bit of a
kick up the arse.
Yeah,
we'll get it done.
You'll get forgotten about.
No,
man.
we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're gonna push it.
It's
gonna be good.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the Essex music scene's kind of get forgotten about though?
I did.
Did until this,
I did. Music to the Masses has actually fully restored my faith in it, for sure. I mean, we go to gigs, we played the same venue probably like a year ago that all the Music for the Masses stuff was in, and we were playing to like the bands and a handful of people, but every single one of them was packed, and it was incredible to see.
Last year,
I
think we just finished playing with Paradise Lost.
Yeah, wow.
Our next gig, no one there, and we were kind of like, oh man, what? Yeah. But Ian, Metal to the Masses.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's done. He's sprinkled some kind of
got people infused again.
Going on.
Good.
Some metal dust.
He's very, very enthusiastic. I think that really, really helps.
Yeah, you got to have a good presence. You got to be out there, and you got to get people out of their living rooms.
People just stop to talk. You know how important online social media and stuff like that is. Even you guys have to do sometimes.
Yeah.
Just to start spreading. What was once word of mouth becomes a liked picture. Or, you know,
Raging Speedhorn can help here.
Yes, they can. If people are going to go, oh, what was that band they're repping? Yeah.
And I gave a T-shirt a couple of weeks ago to a member of New Model Army. So just wear it next gig. European gig. Kerry, please do it.
Right. Before we move on to talking just some of the band memories and headliners and things like that and sets we've seen, we are going to be playing live footage, as I said at the start. We're going to be covering 6 bands overall throughout this. And we're going to start with one now. So you're going to get to see a video from their Bloodstock performance. Now, the bands were chosen based off they were New Blood, which has been the most impactful thing for us as a unit, as a family, as a website over the last couple of years. Yeah, I think it's become I would almost say it's become one of the highlights of even going above many things.
Favorite things.
Yes, absolutely. And it was like, okay, well, let's chat to some of the bands. And I wanted to choose ones that that have had not just impact, but also like, oh my God, we're now big fans of these bands because of this. Either we learned about them in the build up to them, they played Bloodstock, whether or not we got to see them or not. And after that, we still try to pay attention to them. And probably the number one band, I think, potentially of all of this that may have come from this is Gulp Monsoon. The metal Essex band. They won Metal to the Masses Essex, what I'm trying to say there, which is, of course, the one we've sponsored last year, the one we sponsored this year, unfortunately, ain't got ahead. And we will no doubt have our fingers in the pie for 2021, potentially. And Gulp Monsoon, it's been really great to see them sort of rise up, really.
Yeah, it has, yeah.
And their Bloodstock show was fantastic, great crowd. It was just great all over. And they're a wonderful bunch of guys. So basically, enjoy this video.
1, 2, 3, 9. In the depths of my confusion, my thoughts they disappear. just beside me. Now we're bringing on the rain. Tell your children I was here, but I'm not no longer. Tell your children I was here. I came as a rock junction. I came as a rock junction. Why do we keep on fighting when there's so much to lose? Why do we keep on fighting? Was there something to show? Face your perfect enemy. Look him square in the eyes, and you tell him, I am not the one here afraid to die. Afraid to die. Whoa. Go out. Tell your children I was here, but I'm not no longer. Tell your children I was here. I came as a rock junkie. Tell your children I was here. I'm not no longer. Tell your children I was here. I came as a rock junkie. I came as a rock junkie. Thank you.
Okay. Right. All right. What we'll do now, we're going to just name the headliners from the point we've gone to now, and we're going to choose what we think has been the best one to date, right?
Okay.
So some of this won't involve you guys because you didn't see them, but starting with 2014. So we
I will guess, based on who the band is, whether they were good or not.
Brilliant. We had Down,
Mhm.
Emperor,
Mhm.
and Megadeth.
Well,
Right. Well,
That was 2014.
2014. I'd go for Down.
I'd go for Emperor
Yeah. Well, yeah.
for that weekend, to be fair.
Yeah.
Emperor was. I really enjoyed Emperor. Still feel they should have had that drummer on board, but that's a different matter. But yeah, up or Down. Just a Friday night at Bloodstock watching Down headline was pretty cool. Don't leave me that. That's my opinion.
Absurd, mate. Absurd. I can't even believe it. It's not absurd. Absurd. I ranked Emperor's Bloodstock. We saw Emperor months before at Hellfest, and they were great then, and Bloodstock was still better.
It's my opinion, you fool.
Right, so...
Nobody's going for Megadeth then.
First
No, I
time.
think we left before Megadeth.
Yeah,
Because we've seen Megadeth so much.
No, we got soaked, I think.
Oh, was that the bad rain year?
Yeah, we weren't prepared for the weather.
We got wet on the Saturday and you got really wet on the Sunday. I remember you saying that when the car were coming home.
Yeah, we
That's
weren't
right.
prepared. We was like, what do we do? We was trying out whether to.
We were prepared. We were just wet.
Mm.
Right, it's 2015. Trivium, Within Temptation, and Rob Zombie. This is an easy one for
Yeah.
me. This is such an easy one for me.
Trivium.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went there.
Yeah, can't be doing with Temptation.
We watched all these headliners. Within Temptation, I just don't care for them.
No,
Just
not
don't
at
care for them. Don't remember it being very good. And obviously my feelings on Rob Zombie, and the fact that I'm so sick to death of people saying, "Oh, Carl, you just haven't seen him when he's bringing a show." That is the third time I've seen him, and this was a headliner show. Where was this show? This was just an old man dancing badly in front of Prince.
Yeah.
Prince.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
You did.
Play Dragula. I don't even like the fucking song.
Well, I like his music, but there's no show. I'm like, this is boring.
Name me 10. No, I'm joking.
So that's not a fair contest.
All right, 2016 then.
Yeah.
Twisted Sister, Mastodon, and Slayer. Now, I've got a lot of memories about this one. It's easy. It's Twisted Sister. Don't be... What's the... Mastodon. I didn't love this as a headline start. I do love Mastodon, but I remember him being a little bit bland.
They were pretty excited to be there.
But I don't know if that's just Mastodon, though, you
Yeah.
know? And Slayer, I always remember it for the amount of fire.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
There was a lot of fire with Slayer's one, a lot of burning shit,
Yeah.
you know?
That takes it up there.
You like fire?
Keeps me warm, man.
Yeah, man. You can feel it in your face.
Yeah.
Right, then we get to 2017, which brings
Which
you
one
guys
we got?
in. Amon Amarth on the Friday, Ghost on the Saturday, and Megadeth on the Sunday.
I'm on our mask.
Yeah, for me it was a monomarth as well. I thought, to
I
be
love
fair,
Monomarth.
not being a fan of Ghosts, I thought Ghosts were fantastic as a live spectacle, but I massively enjoyed that monomarth show.
Oh, it was great.
Oh, yeah, it was really good, wasn't it? Rowing boats,
It was great.
Viking, yeah.
Shields.
Shields. I went and bought my Viking
you
phone.
mentioned like Rob Zombie not bringing a show. A monomarth brought it like all. You know, it was fantastic.
I would argue a monomarth where I started setting the bar. Started setting the bar for shows.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, I like just purely because like he's been disregarded so rapidly twice now, but Megadeth were very good as well.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Every time Megadeth come up, we're like, discount them. We do actually like Megadeth quite a lot, and they were very good, but they weren't spectacular.
I don't remember Megadeth. I think I was probably dying in a corner.
Yeah, that was Sunday night by that point. We did watch them and then... But you're all wrong anyway. The best band of that weekend was Ghost, sorry, of the headliners.
It was a good show. It was a good show, but yeah, no, I'm after better.
Luckily, it's democratic and it's 3-1, so job done.
Yeah, oh yeah. Right, 2018. Judas Priest on the Friday, Gojira on the Saturday, Nightwish on the Sunday. I think this one will be easy.
We should hopefully all say the same one here, I think, and it's probably the bar that may not be surpassed, but Gojira.
Yeah, Gojira.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing.
It really fucking was. It was. That is the bar setter there. Although where others have done well afterwards, and we'll get to them last year. I think Gojira are currently that's the one. That's probably the best one overall.
Oh,
It was mind-blowing. I mean, like, genuinely, it was probably one of maybe at that point, not necessarily my favourite, but the best show I'd ever seen. Only ever possibly bettered by them then playing in Brixton.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And it's weird because they're not a band that are big pizzazz or like jazz hands. They just go out and play music. So it's a big show.
Their show is enough for what they do. You know, they have a lot of light going on. You know, they do have all the smoke. They had confetti. They had balls being bounced around. That so there's enough in it. But for them, it's just their music, man, because it just like it completely envelops you, and they sound huge even on a main stage with like 20,000 people watching them. They still sound bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, that was a good one. Oh,
Man.
And then last year we had Sabaton, Parkway Drive, and Scorpions. I didn't see any of the Scorpions.
No, I mean, the three for me, obviously, it was Parkway.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah.
I think even with the opening that we were privy to in February.
Yep.
We'd already seen the big opening, so for us, we're like, oh, we're going to see that again. It was still pretty spectacular to see it all.
Yeah, it was. So they do some things, and I mean, obviously.
It was the fire right on the top, like of the main stage. And I was like, they got fire up there. It's all the way up the top. Look, it's everywhere. There's fire everywhere. There's just fire everywhere.
It's cool because it's like festivals are often like memories and like moments of things that happened. You know, whether it was CJ with his shirt and that Parkway show kind of gave me a couple of those moments. And I know we've seen it earlier on, but it was different. It felt different there. But when the kind of lights all come down and he throws like the Molotov at the stage and it all goes up in flames, and it's little moments in it. I thought it was brilliant, but there was also, like we've spoken about before, there was a little bit of told you so kind of with it, which kind of made it a bit more special for me because there was so much grief in the build up to it. Considering we just literally, you guys spoke about a I can't remember the year, maybe 2015, where it was Rob Zombie within Temptation and Trivium.
Yeah.
And that was okay. I know Trivium probably got some grief there, but the fact that Rob Zombie and Within Temptation are all cool. They're Bloodstock headlines. The Pathway were just getting hammered like they shouldn't be there by this vocal minority. And then when they came out and smashed it, and although there were a handful of them, 99% of the comments, you read after it were like, okay, you know what, fair play.
Yeah, they did a fucking good
Fair
job.
play.
That was a good show.
It was, yeah.
We're up to date now, aren't we?
Yeah, and that brings us down. That's it for now. We'll sort of see what next year holds, really, with specifically as on the 11th.
Tuesday the 11th.
Tuesday 11th, the third headliner will be announced. Any predictions?
Hopefully none of the ones that are being predicted online.
Yeah.
Kill Switch Engage, mate. Let's do it.
It's named everywhere. All the names that come up again. Korn's name's back up. Some people, for some reason, seem to think they may have been able to snag Maiden.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Is this because Maiden aren't playing Download now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's cool if they did, but I think somebody quickly pointed out like the average cost of booking Maiden, and it was like, yeah, unlikely to happen. But I don't know, who would I like to see? I would still like to see a black metal band.
Yep.
Behemoth have come out. I'd like to see a black metal band come in. Well, not first on my list, but I'd be happy with it. Is Dimmu, to be honest, if Behemoth can't do it. I think they're the most kind of in likening to each other,
I'll be up for seeing that.
I want a black metal band, it's kind of like my thing. It's like, we have to give the new guys or the new headliner, we have the black metal band, we have the classic,
I mean, for me, I think just go with what everyone's been asked for in the build up to 2020 and has come up presumably again. And it's just a bucket list band for me is Merciful Fate or King Diamond, just one of the two.
I don't know either of them. So
that's kind of just like that. That's fine by me if it's Merciful Fate. If it is, be honest, like with everything else, everyone's doing guest work and it'll be completely left field and something you're like, oh wow, I didn't see that one coming.
I think everyone's going to be so happy for next year that
it doesn't fucking matter.
It
doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Because there's so many bands spread across the weekend. We will get into 2021 at the end of this video, but for the time being, we want to play another live video for you, coming from the New Blood stage. And this time we're going to London's Metal to the Masses winner. All right, boys, welcome to Bloodstock.
Thank you.
Finally made it. Has it sunk in yet?
No, not quite. No. The whole thing about being here at the moment, it's like everything's so massive. We're walking around. It's just like, are we really playing? Are we actually going to be on today? It's it's so surreal. It's amazing.
Have you been here all weekend so far?
Yeah.
So you basically had plenty of time to scope it out, check it out, see bands, enjoy it before you get to your day. But then you must be also feeling constantly like, I just want to get there.
Yeah. That's been the whole thing. Like waking up this morning, it's like, are we playing it?
I've literally been bouncing off the wall.
It's
like, oh my god, we're on stage. We're on stage.
It's exciting. We've hung out at the New Blood stage, which is just been incredible. The sound, the lights, the vibe in there, it's so good. We can't wait.
Everyone's been super nice to us back there.
Everyone's been absolute sweethearts. Yeah, which is the best part.
You earned it. You didn't just get like come here. You worked your asses off through. From our perspective, the longest Metal to the Masses. The London one is incredibly long.
Yeah.
We're looking at them. We were part of the Essex one. And we looked at the London one. Wait, is there like 16 heats? How the hell is
ridiculous. Ridiculous. and the mosh pit and circle pit rounds for the runners up. It's amazing. Like the whole thing. This is our 4th year in the competition, right? And every time you go through and it gets to a point where you make yourself better. Yeah. Because you see what goes on. We've been a semi-final band quite often, and we've gone out quite often, and the talent that goes through there, like Zero, who played yesterday. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah. Right? So for us to have won was just like, you know what? Did that just actually happen? Yeah. So it was tough. It was a really tough competition.
Final, weren't we?
Yeah, exactly. We got to the final. It was like, that's fine for us. If we go out now, we're gonna have fun. Exactly. We're gonna have fun today, no matter what happens.
And then it happened. And
then Rob called out our name, and we were just like,
you what?
Okay.
So there was no sort of like inclination where you were like, okay, we are playing the best we've played?
We put it this way. Grant actually went, like, I've had a long day at work. You know what I mean? I've had enough.
I went over and he rang me up and was like, we've won. I was like, fuck off. Winding me up. And he was like, no, we have. And I saw it on Facebook. I was like, oh my God.
All we did was get off stage and say, you know what, we've done ourselves proud. No matter what happens today, we've done ourselves proud. Every band in the final were unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, it's something.
One of those where any of you could have basically won.
Anyone is ready to play that stage.
Yeah.
It was great. They were absolutely amazing. So.
And you're gonna use this as a launch pad, right?
Yeah.
This isn't
of course.
This isn't the end of the journey, basically. You haven't just gone, we're at Bloodstock, cool, let's all relax now for the next 6 months.
No, this is the start.
This is the
start.
beginning.
So we've got press packs handing out today and talking to everyone that we can talk to, anyone that will listen to us. Even if they're not going to listen to us, we're still going to talk to them.
Just literally.
They'll walk away. So.
And you've only got 30 minutes, and it seems like a lifetime right now, but what we've seen is that 30 minutes absolutely flies by. You'll be up there and gone so quick. Do you think you're going to get an opportunity to drink that in and even take that moment?
I don't think it's going to actually settle in properly until just before we're going on stage. And then once we come off, not until we've got home.
Right. Okay.
You know, it's like, God, we just played the new Bloodstock. We've worked for this for so long, and we aim to improve, aim to get better, aim to just make sure that we're the best that we can be and be proud of what we do. Exactly. Like I said, the competition. We went out, we pulled ourselves together. We had issues that we ironed out. We had this, that, and it was.
A few rewrites as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just such a long journey.
Yeah.
And for it to be coming to this sort of pinnacle of our Metal to the Masses journey.
Yeah.
It's like we said, it's not sinking in. It'll sink in before we go on stage. It won't even fully sink in until we get home.
I love what you just said there. You said at the end of your Metal to the Masses journey. This is a chapter ending. Because if you've seen across this weekend and every year, you start over there, you go there, and potential is there. We've seen, we've got several bands today, the likes of people Scarecrow, who started X amount of years ago. So you can feel confident that provided you're working your asses off for it, you can do it.
Exactly. Like you said, it's the end of that chapter. Like, we love Metal to the Masses. We're upset that we can never enter again. Do you know what I mean? So we absolutely adore the competition. We adore what it does for the scene up and down the country and in Europe. It's the most incredible thing. And if anyone's thinking about, entering, do it. Yeah. Because it'll only make you better.
Make you work harder, you craft.
Exactly. We all improve greatly, like I said.
I also think that it's also good to check out new local talent, because just like we've said, all the bands that have come through the competition, like pretty much all of them are just absolutely amazing.
Exactly, and it creates a scene. Like, we're really good friends with Dead Before Morning.
Oh yeah,
who were around before. Wretched Toad, Bad Frankenhausen, loads of bands from the London scene that have gone through Metal to the Masses. You make brotherhoods, families, and working relationships all the way through. And we're so proud of the people who came before us. We're proud of ourselves right now. We can't wait for whatever capacity we get to be involved in Metal to Masses London next year. Yeah. And like you said, this is the end of a chapter, but the beginning of a whole new story.
Yeah. I think it's
it's great.
You're fascinating the way you put it, particularly with the London scene, because when you think of the local scene, to be honest, up north, your Birminghams, your Sheffields, that's incredible. And then we don't always, because we're from London as well, we don't always seem to get quite the same nod in the same direction. So it's fantastic to see so many great bands. You mentioned Dead Before Morning last year, yourselves this year, and what you can do in the future going forward. Give them back almost, where they ask you to do a guest headline slot. And so on.
And we're looking forward to that. We can't wait for that.
There's a lot, all of the heat took place at places like the Big Red, didn't they?
And the final was at Nambucca.
That's right, Nambucca. Yeah, so incredible venues for it as well.
Both incredible. Big Red is unbelievable.
Big Red's my favourite. Big Red.
Yeah, I love the Big Red, man. Great place to drink. Great
the vibe is great.
So EP guys, what's the score?
EP Unite and Die, be out late October.
Late October.
We've already got our first single out, A Verge of Insanity, which was released last week Friday.
Yep.
So please do check it out. Video on YouTube as well.
Video on YouTube done by Adam Leader off of In Search of Sun.
Okay, cool.
Who's incredible again. They all came out. EP, we're looking at recording, filming a music video for Stuck, which will be our second release as we are releasing the whole thing. And looking to get into the studio and record the album starting the beginning of the new year.
Okay.
And hopefully have that out for
About July-ish.
Yeah, July to August.
Okay,
is our time frame. We really want to.
Big plans.
Yeah, we're making sure that we
want to keep this ball rolling.
Yeah.
We're not missing a beat.
But if you're lucky enough to be here now, we've actually got a few copies of the EP pre-release.
Pre-release copies, so.
You handed them out?
Yeah, we're handing pre-releases out. We've only got 100.
Okay.
And 50 of them are in press packs. So if you're lucky enough to get one, then please let us know what you think of it. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yep, we've seen a lot of bands already doing it on that stage. Start throwing them out to that crowd. People will grab them. They love a freebie. Everybody loves a freebie.
Yeah.
So, what about the set, guys? How much of is the new single?
The new single is part of the set.
Quite a new set,
yeah, it's quite a new set. There are songs that we wrote during our time in Melted to the Masses that really resonate and stayed in the set.
Okay.
So we're playing songs that are actually going to be off the album mostly. We've got two. We're playing 3 songs. No, we are playing the whole EP.
Okay.
We're playing the whole EP.
I'm just trying to.
And the rest of it is from the future album. so
basically,
it's all new
bang
material.
Up to date.
Yeah,
it's bang up to date.
Winners. One of the things that consistently blew me away about Empire Warning was that they won that event. Anyone that wins that event, fucking hell, London is a terror. It's a terror, man, for how much work you've got to do compared to other elements of the Metal to the Masses. But Empire Warning did it, and they did it because they are one of the best bands in London now. Wonderful interview with the guys at Bloodstock as well, and got to check out their set, which was fantastic as well. It's going to play some of the live footage in a moment. But one of the things that's really fucking cool, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but by chance it would turn out that one of the members of that band happens to be working in the exact same job that I do, which is just small world, man, and close to our work as well. So this is Empire Warning.
The song is called Be My Victim. That society expels all my last day on earth. They put me through hell and stole my body apart. For the love that I felt, I was eaten alive as my humanity fell. I am the writing on the wall, the whisper in your classroom. Without these, I cannot exist. Be my victim, let me tear you apart. Give it to insanity, feed my rage. Be my victim, give me all that you are. God on me is a mirror over my gaze. Be my victim, let me tear you apart. Give it to insanity, feed my rage. Be my victim, give me all that you want. God on me, I will take your pain away. Reborn into this world, almost a memory now. No longer from this cloud, yet I am a surreal, and I think it's alright. All your stories they tell, they want a dream time. See what happens now. I am the writing on the wall, a whisper in your classroom. A killer, you cannot resist. Be my victim, let me tear you apart. Give it to insanity, feed my rage. Be my victim, give me all that you want. God on me is a mirror over my cage. Be my victim, let me tear you apart. Give it to insanity, feed my rage. Be my victim, give me all that you want. God on me, I will take your pain away.
Cool. Right. So, like, I don't know, like memories, I guess, sort of standout moments that make you go, okay, you know, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough one, isn't it? Just off the top of your head.
No, that's all right. We can do this. We can do this. I mean, for, like, okay, not just musically, but you know, obviously,
festival, yeah.
The first time we went, which was on that for that one day. First time, I know it's the first time you guys were experienced Bloodstock too, obviously, but I didn't realise that. I thought you'd been a year before. But we saw a couple of things, I guess, that we'd never seen before, either buckets, bands or not. And the first thing that we saw when we went in there was Evil Scarecrow.
Yeah.
And obviously, they've reappeared multiple times across kind of Bloodstock's history. They're like a partnership almost, you know. But I didn't know anything about Evil Scarecrow when we rocked up there, sort of sneaked up behind you two. And, you know, half an hour later, we was throwing grass in the air, pretending it was confetti. We was waltzing, we was doing crabulons and everything like that. And that was my literally first hour of Bloodstock. And I was like 2 beers in, doing crab walks across the thing. And I was like, wow. And since then, you know, obviously it's grown with them, and we've seen them more and more and more and higher up the bill. Interviewed them last year, which was fuck. But yeah, I mean, Scarecrow are almost like synonymous with Bloodstock for me now. You know what I mean?
Do you actually know what I've done? Hutch van Gost Orden Hoofdnaam.
Which means?
Bless you. Complete nothing. Absolutely nothing. I totally made it up. But maybe that was.
There's something about your face. Everyone thinks you're being serious.
I know. I'm a very serious person.
So that went well, considering the wind.
Yeah, considering the wind. We did work out though. Way to be optimism about the wind, right?
Yeah.
It's good weather for farting, isn't it?
It is.
Because it clears it straight away.
I'm still doing one now.
Are you? You're still doing one now?
Yeah.
But how long have you been doing one?
2 years.
2 years. 2 year long fart.
It's a big old bag of wind.
Yeah, it went great, man. It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was hard just before we went on because we learned that we wouldn't be able to use all of the pyros and fire and stuff that we paid for. And we couldn't use our backdrop. We couldn't use our scrims.
No.
But they couldn't stop Crabulon, could they? No. The wind could not stop our manager dressed as a crab going on stage, so we were okay.
It's almost like, with all that limitations, it's almost like going back in time to the early days of Evil Scarecrow Bloodstock, where you had a much more limited, much more quieter sort of chilled thing in a New Blood.
Well, no, I did New Blood. Never did New Blood.
Oh, really?
I know, everyone thinks we did. We never did New Blood. First one was Sophie 10.
Oh, she was spending Sophie's.
Yeah.
This is the 6th time. This is the 6th.
It is the 6th time, yeah. Mostly
You are basically Bloodstock homegrown almost to a degree.
We are,
You're not from here.
Well...
Is he trying to say we're organic?
I think, yeah. I think we maybe did grow here. I think they just found some mushrooms, stuck them in a band and said, "You're Evil Scarecrow, be free."
Evil Scarecrow hummus.
Hummus? Organic hummus?
Yes.
We should do our own brand of organic hummus now.
There you go. Heard it here first.
You heard it first. Buy it from www.organicevilhummus.scare.com.
Does it just feel like another day at the office almost, because it is your 6th time at Bloodstock? You're back again, you're like, well, you know, you can be confident you're going to come out there and you're going to pull in that crowd, because once again, to no one's surprise, it was bloody huge.
I would, you know, I'd love to say that we have that confidence, but we really don't have that confidence at all. We never really know, but if there were 50 people there or 11,000 people there, we'd play the same show. We'd play to those people that were there to see us, and we are amazed though when we. I mean, it's no surprise to you apparently, but it is to us still.
Yeah.
Especially with the weather, and you know, it's hard. It's hard, and it's weird because you go out there and you've got the same sort of size crowd that the headliners have got, and we're just so grateful.
So humbling as well.
It really is, yeah. So, no, is it like another day in the office? No, because it's absolutely amazing. Do we expect that? No. It's a massive surprise. Are we insanely grateful? Yeah, it's just fucking amazing.
You still seem almost awed by it, even though I feel like you shouldn't be, considering your name at Bloodstock brings with it. Basically, pretty sure you guys can be booked every year and everyone will be happy.
I don't think. No, I don't think so.
You've been on the forums.
Oh, yeah, we don't worry about forums.
Look, yeah, I mean, we would play every year probably because we couldn't say no. But
I get jealous. Like, you know, when we come here just to enjoy the place, watching the main stage, oh, but I want to go now.
Well, we are here every year. We always come and hang out anyway because we just love this place. It's it's our spiritual home. In a weird way, you know, it resets my musical head as well.
Yeah.
Every year, this is the festival that just I discover new music. I just get turned on by new bands and new stuff I've experienced. It's the best place. We just love it.
Noisy palate cleanser.
It is, isn't it? It's like a heavy metal mouthwash.
The end of the year for you, and now we'll restart come
exactly.
Monday.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
So
exactly.
have you guys been here since Thursday?
Yes, yeah.
So you've been about checking stuff out and
as well as much as we could actually, but mostly just been really hammered.
Drunk.
But yeah, we saw a few bits. Rotting Christ were great. Raging Speed on our friend Dan was shouting for them, so that was lovely to see. That was they were great. And definitely gonna get drunk and watch Queensryche tomorrow, so
Yes,
I'm a happy bunny.
We've got a longer set now as well.
I know.
yes,
Great.
that as well now as well.
Yeah.
So since the release of the new album, it feels again like Evil Scarecrow born. Like the engine kicked off, it kicked into gear, and then it's been rolling and rolling and rolling.
That's really nice
It's
to
been
hear,
very
man. I mean,
strong.
yeah, albums are a funny thing, aren't they, Perks? Because we get to, when you do a live show, you know, you come off and people are like, oh, that's great, and you can make as many mistakes as you like. You can spend £2,000 on fire that doesn't fire, and nobody really minds. But the studio world's really different. 'Cause you're sort of you're playing the guitar, and you're just going, no, do it better, no.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Do it better. So, I mean, but we're so grateful to our producer, Russ Russell. He was such a big
Patience of a saint.
yeah. I mean, that last album, you know, he was such a big. His impact on it was so big. He just really helped us focus some of this stuff because we did some stupid shit on that album. Doing a 10-minute long, like, epic, ridiculous, mental riff-tastic thing. We never repeat the same riff twice in that song. It's basically, that song was an entire album. It took us 2 years to write that song.
Yeah.
And Russ was like, yeah. And he broke it down, and he just put such effort. And the ballad as well, you know.
Of course.
Because I dreamt that ballad, and it was a difficult thing for me to convince the rest of Scarecrow to do it and make it happen. But Russ was by my side. Russ was like, come on, boys.
I love the way you describe both of them, because those two are arguably the most unique stuff you've done in a very long time, I'd say.
Yeah, it was. We just wanted to be a bit braver, I think. Yeah. Something a bit different, and we love it.
We've always kind of just written it for us, though.
We have, man. Yeah.
If anybody else likes it, great.
Yeah, we're not a band that goes out there and goes, oh, what are the people? What are them kids listen to now, Ted? We just write stuff that makes us laugh, makes us, you know, head banging. Russ made that album for us, so he was Patience of a Saint. Because we are really drunk at his studio a lot, and he just shoves us in the right direction. So if you're watching, Russ, thanks, man. You kick ass.
You kick ass, Russ.
Best producer in the world. Amazing guy.
So the train just never really stops rolling with you guys. I know you take your breaks. You smartly take your breaks so you can, I guess, almost re-energize yourselves for when it's time to do and so on, that kind of thing. The train just never seems to stop.
No, it doesn't. The thing is, though, we've always said, as long as we're you know, if we're on the up, like an erection,
then we'll put it in big
we'll put it in places. If we get a little lick, something like that. Anyway, that's the basic gist of what we say most of the time.
Yeah.
And so if we go floppy, Yeah, then we'll just sit and chill and relax, and we'll, you know,
Finish time again.
we'll put it away to get back in. We might still occasionally thumb in a softie somewhere if there's the opportunity. But most of the time,
How long are you going to keep going with this?
He's not stopping me. Most people go, no, put the cock analogy to bed.
No, I love it.
He just doesn't care.
Thankfully, we're an over 18 channel, so
that's great. Well, let's see your softie then. Come on, get it out. Let's have a look. Come on, we've done a scrotum earlier. Come on. Frigid.
Yes. My sister-in-law is over there. My brother's there. It's all getting weird. My son's about. Let's not go.
All right, yeah, shit.
Let me show you where you came from.
Already had the drunken thing about his mother the other night, so I'd rather not go any further with it.
Okay, let's move on then.
Let's move on.
No more cock analogies, it's fine. Definitely no more cock analogies. Go on, ask this question.
Right, serious question, face.
Any question.
Right. So, what's happening next? Where's the ball going next? Where are we heading for Evil Scarecrow?
Well, it's a bit like a cock. Imagine a giant cock, and we're giving it a bit of a rub, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're looking at it and going, no, I don't know, what does it need a bit of attention?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could it do with a new piercing?
Yeah.
Maybe a funny tattoo.
What's next? We're doing one of those breaks a bit at the moment. We're just playing some live music, and we're just taking the pressure off us to record or write anything else. We've got to build some finances back up.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard because, you know, we just you've got to outdo what you did last time, haven't you? You've got to keep that train rolling, as you like.
Yeah.
But it's
especially with Bloodstock as well.
Yeah.
You know, they keep asking us to come back and we're like, oh, how are we going to top what we did last time?
Of course.
Yeah. So you don't want to be stale. You want to keep that shit going. So I think we'll be touring. I think next year as well, so just keep your eyes out for that.
Yeah, basically, you added to obviously a year later when you last toured. You were on a fairly large tour that kind of got split in half, didn't it? Because we saw you guys in London when you came to London for the ballroom on the latest tour, and so that kind of thing. So were you happy with how that tour went overall?
Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was really good. It was just great to be on the road, man. It was ace. It was good taking Santa's Grotto stage sound.
Was that the inflatable thing as well at the front? And
just a lame little sort of igloo at the back.
Oh yeah.
It's just like Santa's Grotto, wasn't it? When Dean brought it all over, we were like, oh, that's cute. So that was good, and you know, it was nice bringing our new music and our new show. It was great. So we're gonna roll with that for a bit, and then I guess at some point we'll pick up some guitars again and start writing again.
Yeah.
We wrote a song over there, didn't we?
Yeah.
There's a rap song about Jack walking down the street.
Yeah.
Should we do it? Do you want me to do the beat?
I can't remember it, mate.
You give me a beat. My name's Jack, I'm walking in the street, I'm meeting some people that I'm gonna meet, I'm wearing my feet, I'm eating some meat, oh no, I've dropped my sandwich. So that's the direction we're going in. It's gonna be a cappella rap.
Sweet cornet, you need a sweet cornet. You'll love it.
Do it. You've got them connections, I can tell.
I mean, that was next year's headliner.
Yeah, why not?
Ooh.
No, obviously not.
No, no, but that's
But they certainly have a turnout, wouldn't they?
yeah, unusual kind of like special. I don't know.
But it's like, it's weird because, like, obviously I haven't been to a festival for years before we come up to Bloodstock. I kept going to him, nope, never doing a festival, not doing it, we'll go for the day, that's it. And then we sort of like walked in, and obviously Evil Scarecrow were playing, and I was like, wow, this is rammed, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. And for the crowd that they pulled in at that time of the morning, on a Saturday morning, was just amazing. And then to watch bigger bands a little bit later on in the day, and we're sitting in the middle of a field in the sunshine, you know, that's like my bit of the festival that I like. I like just all being together, just us four and some extra people that we've now got in. But I like it just all. I don't tend to know half the bands that you guys drag me to, but I find that I really enjoy them. But my most enjoyable bit is being with you lot.
Because we're awesome.
I think mine is the buzz of like that Thursday everyone's putting their tents up. It's just like you can see, like when you walk around, you hear people like greeting each other, like hey, and it's just that first kind of like moment when you're like, right, we're here now. This is happening. That's kind of like
I enjoy watching you two guys turn up.
yeah. I was like, yeah, I'll skip from that first bit. Yeah, no, but just when you kind of, and the first part of Thursday when you walk into the actual arena, do a bit of a bit of scoping around, and you see everyone like meeting up with each other and stuff. That's like a big thing for me. So
yeah, I mean, last year, you know, like because we had a bigger group as well. I guess it's a bit more, but you know, that whole once your tents are up and all that sort of stuff, and then you got like I don't know 2, 3, 4 hours or whatever until the main arena opens, and it is just cracking open beers, sitting in camp chairs, and you know what I mean? But at the same time having that excitement building of, you know what I mean, we're going to go see this band in 2 hours, and it starts. It's great walking into that fucking VIP area. You know, the first time when you can walk in there, go up and get, what am I going to drink? I mean, weirdly, although I hate 99% of the drinks I drink there, is one of the things I love the most, which is when you get there and you get the menu and you look at all of these ales and you go, oh, that sounds good. You drink that and everyone's like, how is it? And you're like, secretly you think it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
4 drinks in, you're like, I'm just going to go back to lager.
Yeah, cold lager, please.
Was it Coltenberg they were selling?
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
My memory from last year is finding out that they sold mead in the VIP area and just sneaking back. Nobody knows. I'm just drinking loads and loads of mead all weekend. I had to limit myself in the end because I was getting too smashed.
My favourite thing are the jokes.
The jokes?
Yeah. Things like that, how every day, no matter what, it'd be like, oh, yeah, no one took the car when he first wakes up. Yeah. That stuff never gets old.
Yeah, it's not true. You were better last year, to be fair. You were much
better. The death of it.
Bringing you coffee.
Can you remember, have you ever like pitted at Bloodstock? Because that's not really something we do much anyway, but at Bloodstock.
Yeah. Rotting Christ last year. That was one I had to. And then there was another, I can't remember, not regularly. I don't regularly at Bloodstock at all. I mean, I think as well, if you don't do it on a Thursday, I'm probably not going to do it because most of the days after that, you're hanging a little bit,
You done times in the tent.
Yeah, in the
I can't
tent.
remember. There was one that I turned around and they were both gone.
You did it as well. Do you remember? Because they lined up a wall of death and you were like, oh, I've got to get in there. You went running in there.
Yeah.
Was it maybe like Dead Label? Was it Dead Label last year?
It was all building. We was enjoying it, and then they got lined up for a wall of death, and you was like, "Oh, I'm getting in there."
Yeah, me and you stood back.
I don't even remember that.
Thursday night band, and you when you wake up in the morning, you go, "Did I see them?"
There's nothing funnier than
I wouldn't do it a lot. Do you know what? I've never done it, and I don't really feel like the need to. Is a main stage sort of band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's more of a visual sometimes with that. But in the tents, you got involved with Master's Call, more pit in the New Blood stage, didn't you?
Yeah, that was my segue. He just ruined it. I was thinking no one would say that, and I'd segue so easily into Master's Call.
Smooth.
No one's listening. Just move on. No one will remember. But yeah, if you like that, I think I got involved, like not so much in a pit, but kind of like slamming around a little bit to go to Monsoon. Kamikaze Test Pilots with a bit of movement going around the what do you call it, the Jägermeister stage.
Oh yeah.
Even what are they called? Panel War as well. There's a bit of movement for that. Norwich Boys. Alpha Omega.
Oh right, yeah, Alpha Omega, yeah.
They had a pretty considering it was only at the Jaeger stage, they had a pretty heavy little pit going as well.
That's right, yeah, that was back year.
But I think in the little stages starting around, occasionally, you kind of like got to jump in there a little bit. For me, Rotting Christ, I think Windrose as well. I did the previous year. She did a little diddly thing where she went off.
Go get her! Luke, go get her! She's just disappeared. Go get her!
You know the weird thing though with pits at festivals, and that's even if they're packed, there's too much compound enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Rotting Christ, there was a good couple of hundred people at the front that was having it, but you're still so spread out. You basically have to run like 15 yards before you hit somebody. So 3 minutes of that, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you miss them, you go flying that way, and you got to run 40 yards back to get back in it again. but it does, it's very spread out, isn't it? The New Blood stage is good for it, I think, and but you couldn't do it at the main stage, or maybe you can, but you don't really see a lot of pits going off, do you? Like I think main stage pits tend to be like little pockets, don't they?
Yeah.
Maybe 10 private in it, and
Yeah, I've certainly never involved in anything in the main stage. The New Blood's the one that jumps out on me, and I now think of only one particular thing, which happens to me.
Have you pitted to anyone in the New Blood stage?
Yes, fun enough you ask that, but yes, the one stand-up memory will always be now is Master's Call last year, Saturday's New Blood headliner.
All right, fellas, welcome to Bloodstock. How are you feeling?
Good. Excited, man. Yeah, excited on the beer. So
already on the beers. Excited, nervous, apprehensive. What is it?
Just excited, pumped, ready to go.
Yeah, it's got a long wait. Many hours still to go.
It's always the wait that kills. Isn't it? It's going to go over like.
I think it's going to go quick though.
It will. It's only 30 minutes as well, so you kind of you're on. You do your songs. You're off.
Oh, yeah, we'll blink and it'll be over.
That's enough. Yeah. We're talking about the fact that there's enough. Obviously, you have a 3-track EP. Back in the year, beginning of the year, what else is coming then in the set?
We do have some other material that's coming on the next release.
Yeah.
So we aren't struggling to fill the time.
We're not just doing 3 tracks in half.
Yeah, lots of talking in between, that kind of thing.
There's tracks that will be on the album.
Okay. Yeah. And how is that going? How is that looking?
The songwriting's continuing.
It's a slow process because we've had a lot of things like this have just kept coming up, and we've had a lot of things to prepare for. We've had a bit of a hard time in the background that nobody really knows about.
Okay, fair enough,
It's a slow process, but we are getting there.
It still feels like it's been a phenomenal year though for you guys. I mean, from a personal perspective, when I discovered you and we discovered you, and then from the EP, and then you got via Bloodstock via submission, and Bloodstock obviously went, oh, they're awesome, let's put them up there as well.
Well, we certainly weren't expecting to be put up where we were put.
I think it's we're very thankful for it, but even with Simon Hall as well, he knows us all from ongoing bands and previous bands and things, and it's just keep going, stick around, keep making some noise whether people like it or not. It's just keep doing it.
We've all been in bands before that have entered the metal to the masses. We've all got to the final and not made it through on multiple occasions, so we've certainly done the highs and the lows, so it is nice to finally get that win. Together.
We've took the failures is probably a harsh word, but we've took that as strength to put into this band and know what we need to do to make this succeed, and clearly we're doing something right because we've got here off the back of the CD submission, and it's been great. I mean, obviously we're very proud of what we've produced. But the fact that it's gone beyond that and everyone's receiving it really well, and it's got us to this point, it's
definitely getting mileage out of 3 songs.
It's done us really well, and we're proud of what we've put out there.
Well, not even that as well. When we spoke to you in the pre-thing, you talked about how you are predominantly you focus more on your live side of music. So
that is true. Yeah. We are. That's the weird thing in a way, because we're very much a live band. We play it real hard and intense. So it is very strange that we've gone through the route of submitting our music, whereas we probably would have felt our strength personally is in our live performance. So to us, this is even makes us more proud that our music song is good as well.
Yeah.
So I think that people can see when I want the fix of it's in the title, metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can do the gimmick metal and things. It's fine, but it'll work for a certain amount of time. But when people want metal, and you see the faces and you see how it should be to a degree, they just naturally start gravitating towards that, which is how it should be.
Well, yeah. I mean, and we are at what is the pinnacle of metal festivals in this country, so to speak. So it fits perfect in that. But you could argue then, if people only know you via your CD, they've not seen anything yet. I haven't seen you live, put it that way. So I think exactly. I'm like, okay.
No, that's good. I understand what you're saying. The people do know us from the CD and the Master's Call, but I think it's been to a degree almost like 15 years of playing in bands that have been circulating the scene in the UK. So there's a lot of people, in which we really appreciate, that know us in other regards as well.
Yeah.
But all that culminates to this. So it's all, whether it's highs or lows, it's all an experience. It's all worth using to this point. So
it's almost kind of, you talk as well like that, where from somebody who doesn't know you, they see your name and go, okay, new band. But ultimately, with your history, the band's new, but you've been plying your trade for so long, so you've earned your stripes.
I'd like to, I'd like to think too. I mean, geez, we played in Necrotize years ago and supported bands like Bolt Thrower and Benediction, Rotting Christ, and Frantic, Sepultura, Frantic Empire, Gojira, Funeral Throne has been on with Watain and Aura Noir and countless others. So it's all they've done the circles. You know what I mean? So.
Is this the most excited though you've been band-wise?
Sorry?
Like this, the Windmaster's Call, would you say is the most exciting part of your career stuff you've done?
Yeah, this is the highlight of the band so far, but this is going to be just it's a great thing that we're doing this, and we're privileged to be here, but we're seeing this as a step in the right direction, and something we know we need to capitalise on to spread our name out to a wider audience, and hopefully tonight we'll do that.
Yeah, we're not going to get complacent after this. We're going to keep pushing. So.
I think in an artistic side, in songwriting and creating and things, it's exciting like in that way, because we've been down most avenues of extreme metal, but then to sort of fashion it in this sense, because we haven't done it before, in a sense of choruses and things like that. There's a lot of people, and especially the extremists, can see that as like, oh, it's a chorus, but the most exciting part is creating that and still have it to fit our tastes and make it extreme. So and
we have a lot of influences, and we pick bits from them to make what we want to make, and if it just so happens to fit in someone's view of a certain genre, then that's what it is, fine. But
And this is just chapter 1, right?
Oh yeah,
just
definitely.
chapter 1.
Just chapter 2. Chapter 2 is the album, and it comes soon. That's the tip of the spear, and it must be complete.
Band I was already familiar going into, and I was so stoked to see them, meet them, and everything like that. Top dudes, and it was so fucking good. One of my stand-up memories. So I'm going to play you the video, and I'm in this video. So look out for me. I am in this video. So keep an eye out.
Bloodstock! We are Master Skull! And we have come here to once and for all wipe the slate clean! This is the Spire Cranes from Morbid Blood Trinity!
Okay, so what's a band then that you can think of that's the one you missed that you wish you hadn't?
Oh.
Well, when we were there.
Yeah, like we were there, but for whatever reason, we didn't see them. Then you heard afterwards people kind of saying, "Oh, you should have seen them," or that kind of thing.
There's been a few.
Yeah, yeah.
Because sometimes there's too much.
Obviously there's too much.
It's a weird negative. Sometimes you're like, I can't split myself in 4 different places.
Yeah.
You have to kind of take a punt on ones.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain bands that I wouldn't miss for anything. Like last year, Boss Keloid, I was like, right, I am 100% there for Boss Keloid, no matter what other bands are playing. And I'm glad I took a punt because they are amazing.
Yeah.
But I can't think of other bands that, like, top of my head, really. I'd have to kind of go through and go, oh shit, I missed them, or should have seen them.
That's what I'm kind of doing, just got it up now, kind of thing.
Just have a look.
Often, a lot of the time, it's Sophie headliners that I kind of regret not seeing because normally by that point, so fucking tired, hungry, or whatever, that we're like, you know what, give it a miss. So like, you go back to 2018, like I wish I'd gone to see Doro.
I mean, I've seen them.
I've never seen Dora live, so it would have been a
cool.
Oh fuck, man, she's a legend, isn't she?
Yeah.
Same year for me, actually, one that was bigged up massively was Watain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
On the Sunday night, the last one. So I think I was probably on the road home by then. One for me last year. Not a massive fan, but I've heard so much raving about it that I kind of wish I'd gone to see it, which was Suicidal Tendencies.
Oh, yeah. Good shout.
Switched the stages, didn't they? So we were all ready for Suicidal, and that's the one that I'm gutted that I missed. I ran over and caught about half a song before I had to run back to the Jägermeister tent, and I'm gutted because that was the first band I ever saw live, and I'm so annoyed that they got stuck, didn't they? And then they had to switch around. Issues. So I'm gutted that I missed them. That's one thing I would go back and do and just go, no, sorry guys, I've got to go and watch this.
Yeah, Love Bites. We ended up watching all of Love Bites instead. I love Love Bites, so it's okay.
But who did? So we were on the Jägermeister stage, weren't we? Because that's what I just had to run across the field a little bit, and I can't remember who we were watching on the Jägermeister stage, but they were really good as well. And I was like, I'm really torn.
I can give you one I wish I hadn't seen. From 2015, Black Label Society.
Yeah.
Stood there and I watched that. That was the worst thing as well. I did Black Label Society and then Rob Zombie, which was just the worst idea.
I think you would have to go get a beer because you're so bored, and you come back and you're like, fuck me, you're still doing that same solo.
Another one from last year as well, actually. Although I caught the last song, I think, but you guys went to see it, was Control the Storm.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see them. Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing interviews, and then Carl, you went to put the equipment back, didn't you? And I ran over there and caught like the last song, and they had such a show going.
Yeah.
Fire and wonderful singer as well, man. Great voice.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
Would have enjoyed that, I reckon.
Yeah, because we didn't see all of it, did we? I think we come in probably halfway through, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, interviews really ate up a lot of our time last year, because another one from last year was Crystala that we were interviewing during as well.
Yeah. Seconds of it.
They were good.
Yeah.
Not to rub it in, but they were good.
There is a fair bit of that, unfortunately. Even like earlier stuff from 2018, when I look back and remember, like Deity's Muse, we didn't shoot to see at Bloodstock because we were interviewing at the time. And we have seen them since, thankfully, and they are great. Mortar's Head from 2018. There's another, that's one of the biggest ones, missing Mortar's Head. Fucking hell.
All right, lads, well, you've done it. You've been up there. How did it go? How do you feel it went?
I feel like, I think it went really, really well. Yeah, it was awesome. You know, we had the pyro, which is obviously felt like, it's added. As so mentioned, I feel like, we suits the music real well,
Yeah, of course, because often you don't bring a lot of stage show, but you brought pyro. You were bringing some with you.
It's about time that we stepped up a little bit, man. I mean, we kind of lean on the theatrical a little bit with what we do, and I figure a venue like Bloodstock kind of deserved a bit more from us.
Right, tell us about your journey. How did you get here? What took you guys here?
In Bloodstock?
Yeah. We played in 2015 on the New Blood stage, and that was an awesome experience. It went super well, and then we released our second EP quite recently, and I don't know, yeah, it just felt like the time was right. I mean, we also promote Metal to the Masses in Bristol, which yeah, has been really helping the local scene, which is, you know, awesome. I don't know, yeah, they invited us back, and, you know, it did feel like the time was right, you know, yeah.
So you got an invite, and you thought, yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go there, and we're going to bring... I guess you said you did New Blood a few years ago, so it's like, okay, this is the next stage, the next step up.
Exactly.
What can we do?
It's the second stage in the UK's largest independent metal festival. You know, it's an honour to be here. So we feel fans owe something. You know, we owe them. So.
Oh, okay, yes. So obviously that's one stage. Second stage. There's a third stage to go, fellas. Is that what the plan is? Was that it? Well, I guess it's always your ambition. Is that what the ambition is? Yeah.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, we're going to be hitting the writing hard. You know, we get more another release out, and you know, I mean, if it's next year, that'll be an honour. You know, the year after that, I mean, you know, yeah, it's all go. You know.
Yeah. I mean, about that, yeah. So you're talking about writing, and you're talking about doing releases and so on. Is it Is it consistent? Where you're non-stop, where it's touring? Go do our festivals, go do our shows, and then in between it, we're doing our music, and we're going to the albums, and we're just kind of constantly hammer it away.
Yes and no. We do shows just frequently enough to stop us doing anything else. We've been frequent enough that we're always busy, but not enough time to get into the studio and record the stuff that we've been workshopping. Huh?
Yeah. So, that's very much the next step from here, isn't it? You know, I mean, like concreting out, you know, all the demos we've like got recorded and that, and deciding out of the bag which are like the 10 best, you know.
Over the last 2 years since we were here last, we've put together 2 albums worth of material, but we just haven't got around to putting it down yet. I reckon
it's close then. In theory, like you said, you've got that, but you're just waiting. Is it right? So you obviously love playing live. Is that what you like?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge part of like the whole thing. You know, people have come and seen us, and it's kind of 6 of us, you know. Yeah, well, if you know, that's why it's awesome getting up there, because when you play, a small room, let's say the back room of like a big pub, it is like anarchy, because there's so many of us already. But we've taken it up to that stage.
We decided early on that we were going to hit the stage big. It's not enough just to have good music and play your music well. You've got to put something more in. So we are a little bit theatrical, a little bit camp, but underlining all of that is just the fucking bombastic, the stage presence. There's got to be something to look at as well as listen to.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I think you're right. You hear the big boys in our genre. It's not just about the music. Everyone loves the music. It's like, oh, did you see them in that time and they did this and they did that and so on. It's the impression you leave, right? Particularly at a festival like this, where I guess you guys are hoping and expecting there's going to be people that are walking past the something tent and going, what's that? Who are they? And so on. And you kind of want to show that.
1,000 great bands who play great music who just faded into obscurity because, for whatever reason, but so you got to put a bit more in.
Yeah. That was the thing for us, it was like, how can we stand out? And we've always had that theme of, fuck oppression, and general, a left wing leaning. And I mean, it was like, how can we sort of show that through an image, because I mean, how many bands do you see that, who just wear like, shorts and a band t-shirt, we wanted to take it up, we wanted to be different, memorable, so...
Tell a bit of a story, have a theme going.
Because often it's about, just let your music do the talking, but it's like, it can do the talking, but also this can be something with it.
Blessed with a platform, I think you're obligated to use it, you just need to spread a message about it.
Exactly,
So what does the rest of the year look like for you guys? What's the plan from this point on? You finished Bloodstock, you're done now, you got to chill out and presumably enjoy some drinks and watch your own band, watch some other bands. What after this? What's coming?
We're at Face Barmageddon towards the end of the year, but between now and this time next year, we want to hit the studio. So we've got that much material just piled up behind us, and fuck me, we've got to put it down.
We got to finalise. Some of it is just like the most sledgehammer stuff we've ever written. Some of it's thrashy, some of it's even more industrial. I think more or less it's what you've heard, but it's more. Right, there's more of all of it. It's more extreme. It's angrier.
This time's been great for us because the time we've spent doing shows has really helped us kind of identify who we are and really sort of like hone that sound and what we're about. And our first release was, I love it. I still love it, but it's a bit heady, it's a bit eclectic. But now we're a bit more sure of who we are and what we stand for.
So yeah, you basically you've honed it, right? So you said honed it. You found yourselves. You're like, this is what we want to be.
Yeah.
You see, you love your first release, but you look back and go, okay, it could have been that. It could have done that. It's amazing. So that's the plan for.
Yeah,
end of 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the weekend? Who are you looking forward to seeing, guys? Who are you going to be checking out?
I mean, Exorder for sure. Like, just fucking crazy underrated bands in many ways. You know, like fucking 100%. They're gonna smash it. Yeah,
and Emperor on later. Judas Priest,
of course.
We've got a really great thing about this festival, man. You've got such a great mix of the old, the new, the classics, the immortals, and people like you've got an entire the New Blood stage dedicated to giving young new unsigned bands a hand up. Really, that's how we came up.
Exactly. Yeah, it's wicked. It did so much for us, you know, and like there's definite massive reason why I respect the festival, you know, because I mean that stage is, a huge percentage of the bands are on it and Metal to the Masses winners. So it's just a wicked opportunity the Bloodstock give bands. You know, it's awesome.
Now expanded. It's in Ireland. It's in Poland. It's going global, man.
It's wicked.
It's a great way of bringing talent to the UK.
And as you said, it gave you the leg up that you needed to be back. And as you know yourself, having played today, it's not just you played New Blood and then you never go to Bloodstock again unless you get booked years down the line. So okay, now in selfies. What's going to happen in 2-3 years' time? Particularly if you drop an album. Are you going to be opening the main stage next year or the year after? Or I guess you must feel like the future's really fucking bright at the moment.
Yeah, it's insane.
But you know what? If we only got this far, if we disbanded tomorrow, this is usually good news to go out.
It was a fucking honour, man. It was brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Where can folks find you guys? Right, we know you got your social media, but if you want to pick up your music, is it all available online, Spotify, Apple Music, the usual?
Yeah, both EPs, iTunes, Spotify, all of that.
So no excuses, basically.
No excuses.
Mortis Head, it's there, go do your thing. And it's there.
Exactly. Do us a favour, buy a t-shirt because it's literally the only fucking money we make.
Yes, yes. We've had a conversation all weekend over that so far about where you need to buy your stuff.
Yeah, you can hit us up on mortishead.com.co.uk, either or. We keep it quite up to date with our tour dates, merch, latest music, latest news. There's a mailing list. We're in touch if you want to find us.
Well, that's just looking at the same one, the lineup for 2018. What you said earlier on, that was Venom Inc.
There you go. Yeah.
So was that the old guy?
No, because Venom played in. I saw Venom's name a moment ago. Venom played in 2016, so we're sad to see both versions.
Oh, yeah, that's quite cool.
Told you. But one of my biggest missed opportunities. Unfortunately, we were interviewing at the time. I think we were at the time. Sadly, we were waiting for Sabaton.
Yeah,
that was the interview, I believe, when this band played, and we waited a little while, and it is what it is, unfortunately. So I sent my son, Dan, to go record part of this band's footage for me so I could watch back later. And then we'd interviewed him as well, and I had become a massive fan leading up to this band. In fact, we've also done a later interview. Go check out the Dead Pit with Josh from this band.
Not sure it has.
Not quite, no.
It's playing in 3 hours, but...
You're literally almost ready to go.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
What time do you have to head over?
12:45.
12:45. You've got to be there, an hour or so
Hour
early?
and a half.
Just to set up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have you been on site today or yesterday?
Yeah, we came. Well, three of us came last night, and we've had a little wander around and checked the stage out just to make sure it wasn't too daunting. It's all right.
Is Bloodstock brand new to you as individuals and all that?
Yeah.
First time over here?
Yeah. First time.
Okay, wow. So you've been taken back by like the size or?
Well, for us it's easily the biggest show we've played and probably will ever play. But but no, it's great, and it just seems really chilled out compared to other festivals. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing we've noticed so far, anyway.
Well,
chilled, which is nice.
My experience of New Blood is a lot of people popping in and go to check, because you've got basically everyone's got 30 minute slots.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of going in and out and just checking and so on. Do you think your style of music is going to keep people there? Because you describe it as miserable tunes, and I get it, but as a sort of atmospheric fan,
I don't get that. I actually find it more uplifting and stuff like that.
Cool.
So, do you think that's going to?
I hope so. I mean, I think we're quite different to a lot of bands that play this festival. So we were quite surprised to get through and actually be playing at all, to be honest. But
I think the tent will help.
The tent will help. Yeah, I think our sound will fill that out.
yeah.
I think it would be better for us than playing in the sunshine. But we keep joking that we're the most emo band to play, so we'll go with that. But hopefully people like it and stick around.
Yeah.
There's a bit of black metal stuff in there that people might like.
Yeah.
You know, there's some heavy sections that hopefully your usual metal fan will hopefully enjoy.
Hoping people stick around just because they're intrigued, if anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think you do yourselves an injustice. You won your Metal to the Masses.
We did.
Yeah. That says a lot. You know, Simon Hall sat there and went, okay, them. You know.
That's true. To be fair, there were no distractions because there's no one there either. So. But yeah, we had a bit of a long journey to finally winning. So it's nice to be recognised in some way. It's cool.
Yeah, it's good.
So what's your set going to be kind of made up of? Because my experience, so pre-Bloodstock, when we did our pre-interviews and stuff like that, we used that as an opportunity to then check out the bands and so on, listen to music. Now, I don't want to sound like a gusher, but basically your EP absolutely blew me away.
Thank you.
One particular track, which I banged on a lot about. We did a reaction video,
yeah,
you saw that.
Sure.
That was purposely to get my son to make sure he saw it as well. So you're going to do the whole EP? And
and another track.
Yeah, whole EP plus one. Yeah.
Plus one, okay. So, and is that one, then, is that like a new track or?
It's
new of an EP, isn't it?
Released
it's on Spotify and everything.
Yeah,
okay.
Released it this year as like a live recording.
Oh, right.
So we want a bit of studio time, so we thought that was a good way to just use the studio time.
Okay.
So we did like a live video with that track. Came out in February,
March
time,
yeah.
So it's not new, but it's newer than the EP.
Right,
sure.
yeah, so if you chance to do a search for the whole burden, you find the EP first and then you'll find a track after.
Absolutely, yeah. It's on all the usual social media channels.
So what new music, what's the plan there? What's going on?
We're going to write some.
Yeah. Write some.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
We've sort of ended up doing gigs here and there and sort of been, not going to say bogged down in that, but you end up rehearsing for gigs rather than writing stuff. So hopefully end of the year we'll hopefully have a single out at least. That's the plan. So our songs are quite long, so our single is the same length as someone else's EP. So a single I think is manageable by the end of the year, hopefully.
Yeah, we've got a few gigs lined up as well.
Yeah,
so
we've got a few gigs going around, sort of trying to branch out of Oxfordshire a little bit more. So
because of course you're so localised, and I mean, people want to see you play over towns and stuff like that, but it's just not possible.
It's tricky.
We played Birmingham last week. First time Birmingham. I think we've got possibly Cheltenham lined up later on in the year. High Wycombe, a few places here and there. So
spreading out a little bit more. Are you using this? I mean, I presume you are, but using this as a launch pad, a little opportunity, right?
I hope so. Yeah, I mean,
all goes to plan. Yeah.
I mean, by virtue of being here, I mean, it probably gives you slightly more clout when you're looking for more gigs and stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to use that to our advantage.
You get to put on a CV, don't you? Not only you get winning Metal to the Masters, playing Bloodstock 2019 and so on, and you've seen yourself, there are several bands this year who began in the New Bloods.
Right,
Evil Scarecrow
absolutely.
is a great example of a band that's now main staging it, and yesterday Barbarian Hermit, things like that. So is that, I guess, dream stage by stage? You want to come back here and play again, or is it let's do Download next and stuff like that?
I don't think we can jump that far.
Baby steps.
I think we're very realistic. I mean, for us, the band started as a hobby, and it's still sort of that stage, really, to be honest. But we'd love to play bigger shows. I mean, incredible.
Yeah, we love playing live, don't we? That's sort of like our bread and butter, really. Yeah, I feel like we do sound a lot better live than we do on CD because there's a bit more going on. It's a bit more of an atmosphere when you're playing live.
I think so. I think it comes across better live for sure.
Okay,
not to say we're necessarily bad recorded, but
we say you sold me on a recording that worked. So yeah.
Well, I do think it just, and especially like we said earlier, like in a tent atmosphere. I think with all our big sort of reverby sounds, it should fill it out nicely. And it should sound really cool.
It should get that really nicely. You've only got 30 minutes as well. It's going to absolutely fly by. Absolutely.
That's our usual set time, to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah. It's only 4 tracks for us, so it doesn't fly by.
Just make sure you take a moment to at least drink it in, see that crowd and stuff like that, and people's curiosity.
Don't choke.
Well, you say if your bread and butter's playing live, it's going to be fine.
I think so. Yeah.
That will change, but it is the Hope Burden, who are one of, to me, the best things in the British underground right now, and have been for a little while. New single out a couple months back, fantastic band. And of course, on that note, you're going to get to watch a video of theirs right now.
Segways.
Yeah, man, I've got the shit down.
I had a feeling you were building up there. I was like, yeah, keep my mouth shut this time, not say anything.
And we talked a bit about the New Blood. We talked about a bit about the New Blood bands as well, like stuff like that. What about some of the best New Blood bands you've ever seen? Then we've already mentioned a couple. The likes of Master's Call.
Yeah. Probably one of the most mind-blowing ones I ever saw was Ionia, actually. Completely not what I don't even know what I was expecting back in the day. I just remember not being familiar with who they were. Reading, you're doing your read-ups beforehand and all that, and saying that it's operatic and thinking, oh, I'll have a little crack at that, and then just being like, I mean, even to this day, we think they're a fantastic band, absolutely brilliant. So they were one of the, I don't know, big ones for me, I guess.
Yeah.
You as well. You're a big fan, aren't you?
I actually went to the front for that one. Quite enjoyed them.
Absolutely.
There's a couple of bands that I went to go see in between other bands because I took myself over there.
Yep.
I saw Bastard.
Oh, of course, Bastard. Yep.
They were really, really good, really strong. What was really cute as well, there was like I think he was like 3 years old in a little pit, and all these people around getting a proper pit with him, and it was really, really cute to see because everyone was just looking after him, and it was part of why we like him out of community. I saw someone put the video online, and there was comments about that's so responsible, people letting their kids go into a pit, and it was like they quickly got shut down because it said the parents were there and there was no danger to that small child in a metal pit. But yeah, it was just part of the community film. They were really good though. So yeah, shout out to them. We see a lot of bands, so it's kind of like trying to pinpoint.
Oh, it is.
There's so many of them.
We'll go back to 2018. The likes of Trivax was fucking amazing. Seven Hells. They were great.
Yeah, they really blew it away. And same year, actually, Earthbound as well. I'm a massive fan of Earthbound. Fantastic band.
Luna's Call. Fantastic band. Brand new album out at the end of August called Void. It is a 10 out of 10 record, and there will be an interview up sometime this week as well with Luna's Call. Massive, great band. They were fantastic as well. Dead Before Morning, 2018's London winners from the Bloodstock, Metal to the Masses. Fantastic as well. Barbarian Hermit, who would then go on to play the Selfie Stage. Wonderful band. Yeah, well, you brought it up now, so we'll do Democratus now, or Democratus, however it is said. We never actually nailed that one down, did we?
Democracy?
It's either democracy or democratic, so it could be either way. It's play on that word, isn't it? So
let us know in the comments, guys.
Democracy.
Yeah, so they were fantastic. They were the Welsh. I don't know. Is there a specific? Is it just Wales and overall for?
I think it's only the one in Wales, but I might be wrong. I don't know. I think it's only one.
Yeah, I can only think it's maybe that. Anyway, they won that leg of the Metal to the Masses, and rightfully so. Had a Damnation, the newest EP as well out, which was last year.
Guys, well, I'd say welcome to Bloodstock, but it's already Saturday. You already done your set. New Blood stage yesterday. Straightforward question. How do you feel it went? How did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was glorious. We kicked in and it just all came together. It felt like it all came together. I do think one of our best promoters was probably the rain. Yeah. Because it did start raining early on into our set, which dragged a couple of people who maybe were just hanging out by the bars and wanted some shelter. But from the back of that, then yesterday we had so many people coming up to us saying that they enjoyed what we did. And that's what does it for me. That's what I love hearing. We write for ourselves, but if other people enjoy what we do, then perfect.
Perfect, yeah. As I said, you did get the rain. It did drag people in who just wanted to get out of it. But isn't that like the best opportunity where the chances are you've only got half an hour, so you've got to ply your trade and give them as much as you possibly can and sell yourself?
Absolutely. I mean, friends of ours that did plan to come and see us basically turned around and said they were hearing people coming in, literally going, ooh. And yeah, you've just got to impress with whoever's there. If people went elsewhere, and they were more than entitled to, considering we were clashing with both Onslaught and Mortishead, who were both friends of ours as well. We're grateful for what we can get.
Yep.
We're in a new band. This is the first time we've played here. It's all about the opportunities and taking them when they were offered, and we did. We felt like we did.
Must have just gone by like in an instant though, because it is only 30 minutes. You got what? You had five tracks, 6 tracks? Six. Yep.
It still hasn't sunk in yet.
It still hasn't sunk in?
Yeah, like throughout the whole thing when we got announced for playing Bloodstock, I'm still doing my master's, doing a dissertation, so
oh wow.
Yeah, he's being like, 2 more weeks ago. I'm just like, just 2,000 weeks ago. It's all good. Yeah. But other than that, it's like it still hasn't sunk in now, and most probably won't until I go into my bed and just be like, oh shit.
It's done, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
It's the case of, I mean, I've been saying I've been coming here as a fan of metal for 10 years myself, so to finally get the chance to be on the stage, being less than 200 yards and 9 hours away from Judas freaking Priest, who were my first ever metal gig. It's been emotional. I openly admit I've been an absolute
wreck in the aftermath of this, and I haven't even been drinking to do that. It's just been so emotional because I love this place so much. I've been coming here for 10 years. The atmosphere, the fans here are just here for the music. There's no ulterior motives with everyone, and that's why Bloodstock works.
Yeah.
Above the down, you don't get the help off any other festival that Bloodstock do for unsigned bands, and for that I'll be eternally grateful.
Well, you talk about the help and the leg up and just the extra boost they try and give. Metal to the Masters, you obviously won it this year, your leg of it. Was that the first time you'd ever entered it? Was the first go at it?
Definitely not. I personally, that's probably about my 6th or 7th attempt with 2 or 3 different bands.
Okay.
We reached the final last year and lost out to our friends in Malum Sky. They were, they did what they do. They were brilliant, but I thought I pulled in all our favours last year, to be fair.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, with regards to opportunities, I don't expect anything. So I didn't expect our friends to help us out. Again, I thought I pulled in all our favours. I didn't expect people to turn out even more so in force to get us through to this year, but they did. And again, we ended up doing like a pre-order on T-shirts. We did an exclusive design, and we sold 50 of those, and it's been brilliant seeing like the hordes of random people that I maybe haven't even met, that haven't even seen us, that have gone ahead and bought a T-shirt based on the back of what we've done. So we've been working hard. I think for Democritus alone, it was our 3rd attempt.
Yep.
We got to the semi-finals in 2015-16, where our friends in Agrona ended up winning.
Yep.
Then we got to the final last year and lost out to Malum Sky, and then this year seems to be our year. But I'm babbling now, but it's the case of, I think this was the right time for us. With the music that we knuckled down and wrote off the back of last year and losing out, we feel we are a better band than we were last year, so it feels better, it feels more accomplished, if that makes sense.
Yep. So I guess say semi-finals, final, and kept losing. You didn't let that knock you back. I guess you used it as energizing yourself to do better for this year.
Yeah, I freely admit I moped for a bit, all bitter and jealous for a little while, but no, at the end of the day, that got us that's not going to be productive. So it was the case of, Zach had only joined the band last year on drums, and we got that far, and then Zach's a multi-instrumentalist, as are my bassist and guitarist Karen and Spoon. And we just literally knuckled down, and we were chucking out songs on a weekly basis that we basically kind of were getting tight and chucking into the set as soon as we could to gauge the reaction on, and it all worked from there.
Talking about the building then, what's next? Now you've done your big platform, you've done Bloodstock. What does the rest of 2018 look like?
We're just going to prepare for the EP that we're bringing out, Damnation.
Currently being mixed and mastered by our guitarist. He's a bit of a perfectionist, so it's a case of how long's a piece of string when that one's going to come out. But it should be out before the end of the year. After that, we've got our limitations to work around with jobs, and I'm a full-time carer and to my wife. But it's the case of we take what we can get when we can get it. And as far as gigs go, we're playing Face Barmageddon in December. So it's the case of we'll keep doing what we're doing, gigging as relentlessly as we can, and getting the next EP out. The first track we played on our set isn't even going on this EP, it's on the next one.
Really?
It's on the next recording. So
wow.
This is how much we've got, like 15-16 songs that we're working on at the moment, so there's so much to do.
So much to do. Talking of which then, where can they find you guys? Where can they find your music, your social media links, everything? Plug yourself basically.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, so Democritus-Facebook. We're also on Instagram as well, so just Democritus Band Instagram. We're also on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, and we're also on Spotify and iTunes.
Yeah, we're on all the usual outlets for the first EP. We've got the Bandcamp. Facebook is /Democritus Band. If you're going to give that, get it right, Zach. Yeah, we're on the usual outlets with regards to like Spotify and iTunes and all that. So, yeah, we're pretty easy to find.
No excuses, basically.
None.
You're there.
None.
It's easy.
Got some great tracks in it as well. Fantastic band. And that's going to be our next video as well. We're going to do them right now.
In the middle of an economic slowdown, the OBR says there is a growing risk of recession under her watch. Growth is slowing, productivity worsening, wages falling, jobs becoming more insecure, personal debt increasing, saving levels falling, and homelessness rising all over the country. And it's forecast that by the end of this parliament, 5 million children in this country, the 5th richest country in the world, will be living in poverty. It seems true that not only is our economy at breaking point, but for many people, it's already broken as they face up to the poverty imposed by this government.
Democratization. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bloodstock! Let's get down to fucking business! This side, make some move! This side, come on! When I war, unleash hell! Are you ready? Squeezing the helpless and into the range. Casting my way, that's no reason to blame. So don't add up, we won't know you failed. Closing our coffins with all your blood. Let me fucking hear you! But you just don't say. Why would you care? It's just falling on me. Make up the step for integrity. Love pain of hate, creator of poverty. The media specters will leave at the back. I'm with the rules that get us just to act. Go get the winter, how many will die? Who cares? It's your fault. You got mine. Bloodstock! Fighting for help, the future's no safe. Why would you care? It's just falling on me. Make up the step for integrity. Campaign of hate, creator of poverty. Cotton Hall, let me see your fucking horse! 30% of 4.1 million children living in poverty in the UK, 2016 to 17. The UK is the 5th largest economy, but tops the charts for inequality between the richest and poorest. Income levels for the working class continue to remain below pre-crash 2008 level. The richest 1,000 families control £547 billion, doubling their wealth just 10 years. Standing for help, the future's no safe. Why would you care? It's just falling on me. Make up the step for integrity. Campaign of hate, creator of poverty.
Cool. Which brings us then to 2021. Let's talk about 2021, eh?
The future.
The future. So I have the lineup here in front of me. And of course, as Brendan said at the very start, there's an extra day. We have Wednesday now. And apparently Wednesday is going to have... Wednesday's going to be the new Thursday. And Thursday's going to be a full day, but not main stage.
Yeah.
So you're going to get Sophie, New Blood, and Jaeger. Yeah? Everyone follow along?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm happy with that.
So The website we have on the Thursday, we have Anaheim.
Cool, I like them.
Raised by Owls.
Yeah, love Raised by Owls. They're so much fun. That's gonna be wicked.
It's impossible to not love them. Do you know?
Love them. Like they recently did a video at home.
On the Bloodstock progression, only purely because a few minutes back we were looking at the New Blood stages, and I remember looking at one of them at Anaheim, were the closer on the New Blood stage on one of the nights.
They were.
Yeah, another band that have moved up.
Raised by Owls played the New Blood in the past as well. Raised by Owls, a band I've never seen. Obviously, a band who make me smile quite a bit musically. I like what they do. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Up next is The Crawling. I believe they're from Northern Ireland or Ireland, which might be Northern Irish band.
I know some of their stuff. I've definitely checked them out.
Necrogoblin.
No, I heard of them.
I know of
Necrogoblicon.
Yes, because their last bit's backwards. Yes.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's what my role in most of our videos is, isn't it?
Yeah, correct to me. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
And then the headliner is still the Night Flight Orchestra, which I mean, not all bands are for you. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't really get this band. I don't get them.
Yeah, I'm not big on them either. You know, it's one of those ones like being the first night that, you know, so there's nothing else to watch. So you watch them, innit? Yeah. You might not. You probably won't because it's the last band on the first night. You're always fucked by then, aren't you?
Well, no, there's less bands to get fucked to in regards to like.
Yeah, the weird thing about like pre-lockdown and not knowing much about Raised by Owls or caring much about it because they were billed as kind of comedy metal. Yeah. So I must admit, like as much as I don't care because I'm still gonna watch the bands. I'm thinking like, oh, this is quite a weak Thursday for me. You know, considering like last year I've got like Rotting Christ, the year before I've got Windrose. You know, I've always got like that sort of big band, and I was like, oh fuck. You know.
I get what you mean. Yeah, this will be more of a curiosity, a lot of curiosities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Friday, then we go to the selfie stage. The bands currently announced are Dog Tired, Nocturne, Sowin, and Bloodywood.
I've listened to Sowin.
I'm not really familiar with any of them, like not massively.
Sowin are good.
Bloodywood are the interest, and that's what I'm interested in. I think they're from India. You know, it is India, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and a mix of kind of metal with traditional instruments. That could be pretty cool.
I like the sound of that. Bands like that tend to do quite well as well, like the interests. Like you said, people have an interest in like new kinds of stuff. So
they're a band. Well, they're a band I feel like I should be aware of. They're not exactly new.
Yeah.
So there is that. We'll just continue with the selfie stage. Then on the Saturday, we've got Video Nasties.
Sweet.
That's a big deal one for me now. Yeah, that's going to be great fucking fun.
Definitely.
Sharks in Your Mouth. Never heard of.
Good name.
It's not.
Oh, Sharky.
It's a funny name, but not like unless they mean to be funny.
No, they're I don't know. I can't go by a logo, but it looks quite a serious looking logo. Does that sound right?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't really judge bands on the logo. I judge them on the looks.
We know they're black metal anyway because we can read it.
Yes. Yeah. Baylor.
Don't know them.
Don't know of them. I do know this band, of course. It is Winter Philith.
I've been told by the band themselves.
Yeah, it's a must-see for me. A must-see.
Oh, yeah.
And in the tent as well.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
Ramajink.
You heard them before? Can't put on how much I've heard, but I definitely know the name.
Could be fun. A Memoriam.
Old school band?
I'm not sure because I keep getting confused with In Memoriam.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I know them or not.
That's my problem. And the Saturday headliner, a band we are familiar with, is Cat Decapitation. By the time it comes round, Bren will be sick of them.
No, I won't. I've been waiting for this. It was meant to be in April-ish.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I was like, don't worry about it, lockdown and all that, because I'll see him in August. And then August happened. And now I'm like, 2021, please. Weird that, I mean, I've liked them for a long time, but the album that really exploded it for me, Death Atlas, will be like best part of 2 years old by then now. You know what I mean? It might be about to release new music, you never know.
You're not wrong by the time it gets around to it. Plus, who knows? things go well, then the tour might happen before Bloodstock anyway, so you get to see them anyway.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, I can't wait for that. I think that'll be fucking brilliant live, and it'll be intense. And if there's a band that we spoke about potentially pitting to, like if you're watching this and enjoying it, this is one that I think will suck you in.
Also, it will be in theory our last night of heavy drinking because it's the Saturday night, so it should be good and stinking for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I won't remember shit, but there you go.
Good to remind you.
Sunday's bands: Grave Lines,
Yep, like them.
Liberty Lies,
I know them.
Pissed,
Yeah, banging to them.
Wolfjaw,
Nope, not heard of them.
You don't know them.
Black Tongue,
Nope, good name for a band. I like them.
Green Lung, a band for me and not a band for Brendan.
Doom. Yeah.
Blasphemer,
Yep. Enjoy them.
and Unleash the Archers.
Never heard of them. What music they Unleash the Archers?
I'm
do?
not sure. I don't really know them, but
they've been there a few times, haven't they? And I've I don't know the music.
there's a
I've got
nice little
time.
mix there.
Yeah, I've got time for next year to check out some of these bands. So
Oh, there's a nice little mix there.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, loads. I've got the countdown on my fridge.
At the top of the page, I'm looking at 373 days to go.
Ew, that's depressing.
I just want to get past that 365 mark.
Listen to you then.
That's what I said to her the other day. Once the weekend's out of the way, at least now it's like normal. Bloodstock's done, you're just waiting.
To the countdown, yeah.
Okay, main stage then. So Friday we have Lost Society, Bang and Bam. Make sure you check them out, people. This will be a lot of fun. It will be a nice, real energy one, I think, for early in the morning. Svalbard.
Me and Dan, yeah, banging to them.
Yep.
Yeah, got a new album coming out in September. Female fronted, doesn't make it obviously, but they're really, yeah.
Don't you hate female fronted band?
I was going to say, look, you just said this is a banging band, and then said female fronted. That's not you.
Because they, everyone knows I don't really like operatic stuff, so they're quite. She's quite.
Didn't she? She was like, banging band, female fronted, but
So sexist.
She's not.
One of my bands that I really want to see next year, who I previously may not have been that in hot on, is Acid Rain.
Yeah,
love the new album.
I want to see them. I'm a fan.
Yep.
Cool.
Sacred Reich. A bit of a bucket list band more than anything else.
I haven't seen them.
Yeah, we'll see Dave McLean, didn't we, on the drums? Drummer. So yeah, but no, I mean, I'm not a massive fan of the music. I keep trying to get into them, but I just, it doesn't quite click for me. But I'll check a couple of tracks out.
Yep.
Fucking head at Dave once or twice like a prick, and then move on.
Dark Tranquility.
Yeah.
Yay!
Number one, yep.
Fucking hell. So I'm still waiting for that Atoma tour cycle. It's about 5 years old. When that got announced, because that was the one that was announced at Bloodstock 2019, wasn't it? What a one of the bands that were announced. It was like, yeah, brilliant. Maybe 2 years later. But yeah, I think they're a fantastic band. I really, really like them. Be very, very excited to see them live. You'll like them as well. Not too heavy. Nice middle kind of ground band, I think.
Yeah, I'm stoked for it too. I'm on board with all you guys in that one. Right, now we get to one of my confusion ones. There's two confusion ones in this. And I'm basing it off the what's Bloodstock's got on their website. This isn't me saying this is fact, but I'm just saying what's changed. Now, previously, this band used to have something written underneath it. Now it no longer does.
Yeah.
Previously, it had Philip H. Anselmo and the Illegals do Pantera. Now it's just Philip H. Anselmo and the Illegals. So I don't know if that means we're not getting a Pantera set or if it's just like we haven't put it on there. Why would you not put it on there?
I don't know. Could be like a license or royalty sort of thing or something like that where they have to renew it or something. I don't know.
Or
it works. And maybe it's changed, man. Maybe they got a new album planned or something like that. But I think the big selling point, especially with him being so high up the bill, because I don't know, I know it's Philip, but I would argue that Philip H. Anselmo and the Illegals doing their own stuff comes below Dark Tranquility, maybe even Sacred Reich.
Acid Rain.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I'm hoping it's just an omission at the moment that gets added back in because that's what I want, man. I want to see that shit.
Yeah,
I'm 100% agree. If this is just the illegal stuff, I'll be honest, I've seen it. I think it's okay, and I don't love it on record.
Yeah.
This isn't a seller anymore for me. So I hope it's just not on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it comes to Skin Dread, second from top on the Friday. I will. Well, here's the thing. By the time this comes round, it'll have been a good 5 or 6 years since I've seen Skindred. So I'll probably go out of my way, provided they're not clashing with something great on the other stages. I probably will at least watch some of this set this time round.
I think they're going to get the tone proper, like they're going to put on a proper party set and it'll go down really well.
I really don't particularly like, but when I watched them with you live, could completely respect the master of the crowd and the energy and everything that was going on there. You know, their fans were, people that are fans of that band are proper fans. They loved it. You know, and it was enjoyable to sit there. I was sitting there watching the crowd and the band just having so much fucking fun together. It was enjoyable to watch. So, yeah, I mean, like the same as you said, I'll try and check some of it out.
The tone's going to be good as well because Sacred Reich, Dark Tranquility, and Anselmo, if it is just an illegal set, that's a lot of serious, heavy music. So it will be nice relief. Yeah.
It will be. But the only possible downside to Skindred is that we don't do a whole day at the main stage. Do you know what I mean? At some point, you know, in between these bands, we've got to go and check out the New Blood and everything like that, you know?
That's easy. If it is like this, right, I'll make my bold prediction now and say I probably will maybe potentially not watch all of Sacred Reich and go check out bands over that way. And if it isn't someone in the illegals just doing illegal stuff, I may not see any of it. Do you know what I mean? That's that. And I'll watch a bit of Skindred. That's like, I'm not doing a whole hour of Skindred. No, sir. No, sir. And then a headliner. In fact, actually, this is 3. When I said about 3 things that aren't written as they were, this is actually 3 because this person also no longer has it written as it were. Previously, it was Devin Townsend by request. Now it just says Devin Townsend.
And I don't think it is by request anymore, purely because he's streaming the by request. Unless he's planning to do a whole new by request and to build up to that Bloodstock so people can vote again. But that seems like it would be a bit of a waste of time. I don't know, maybe he will. But the fact that he's streaming the by request and like kind of that clears that out, then done it. That's done.
I'm happy either way. I'm happy to see Devin Townsend.
Oh, well, I was about to say, what are your feelings on if it's not a by request?
I don't really care, to be honest. I want to see it. I always kind of felt, I think we said it before in other videos, that Devin Townsend is probably not a guy that's easily led. And if the by request were like 15 songs he didn't want to play, he probably just wouldn't. You know, that's kind of how we felt about him. Yeah. He might do half of them. I don't know, you know, Devin Townsend greatest hits, whether it's requested or just him putting them together, I think either way, we all know that you can probably list off like 5, 6, 7 songs that will almost definitely get played. So just bring it on. I'm happy for him to choose them. Don't trust us. We don't know what we're fucking doing. We did a Metallica by request and people requested Enter Sandman, for Christ's sake. Listen to the fans. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, don't remind me of the Metallica by request. That was one of the most infuriating votings you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Oh my God, people have voted for Seek and Destroy. Why?
Opportunities to get anything you want played and you've chosen the same fucking songs they've played for 30 years, you pricks.
So I'm slightly leaning, I'm not 50-50 about Devin. I am leaning more towards I would prefer him to do make his own choice because I don't want it to be too heavy on Strapping Lad. I want Devin Townsend project music and Devin Townsend music. That would be in fact, I could happily see that without a Strapping Lad song, you know? Yeah. Saturday.
Yeah.
Conjurer, boop, boop. Main staging it, man. This is a big opportunity for them.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
One concern. This could be like the main stage might swallow them up. It might be one of those.
Yeah, I mean, are they actually the opener, or do you reckon there's more bands to go into that?
I reckon there's probably more bands below them. Conjurer, off the last album, Maya, blew up.
Yeah.
Toxic Holocaust.
Yeah.
We heard them when they played with, oh God, they were part of a sort of throwback thrash play at the Ulu. Oh God, I can't remember who they were playing with. Who was the headliner? But
Skeletal Remains.
Skeletal Remains were on first, banging. Who was the headliner of that fucking show? That's terrible. That's so annoying because they were good as well. Toxic Holocaust. But tell you what, the energy of that crowd, we were kind of watching the crowd, shit hot, man, and it looked like they will bring a fun, like it's a fun thrash set rather than a serious thrash set.
Yeah, more like a Municipal Waste sort of band, isn't they?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
It was Municipal Waste who were the headliners.
I love that band.
That's good.
That's good stuff.
Next year.
Silosis, can't fucking wait. Wouldn't have cared prior to the new album. New album is, yes, this is going to be great.
It's going to be good stuff. Another band next, I don't know. Ginger.
Ginger, of course.
I'm quite about Ginger, actually. I'm quite, I want to check this out. It's obviously female fronted, but the thing with her is the mix of kind of beautiful, angelic, clean singing that suddenly just explodes into that can't be her voice. Do you know what I mean? It's like that kind of range. So there's a lot of stuff about her on YouTube. Like every single reaction channel in the world, all check Ginger out. You know, that's the big thing. But actually, to be fair to them, some of their songs are really good. A song called Pisces. There is some stuff that's shit, so I don't think I'd watch a whole set of it. I think most people, I would advise everyone watches it, even just for the novelty of, wow, her vocal range is fucking insane. But whether it'll hold you for half an hour or so, I don't know.
Interested.
Curiosity, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Violence.
That's what I was talking about.
We got to see them, innit?
Yeah, I want to see Violence. Like Sacred Reich, they're about. I mean, Violence are even more influential. You know, it's the start of Machine Head, isn't it? Where Rob Flynn, Phil Demmel, everyone came from. You know, so I don't know. It's like a rite of passage. It's like I have to see Violence. I don't actually love Violence. That's the thing. I don't think they're phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? I think I'll enjoy it a bit. I doubt I'll watch the whole thing. But it'd be cool to say. I think there's quite a few bands like this that, you know, that we said in the build-up to 2020 that became 2021. That it's got quite a lot of little bucket list things on here for me.
Yeah,
I've seen them there.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. And while you were talking, I was thinking, oh, you know what could be the third headliner, and it would be such a troll for Sacred Reich and Violence.
It was suggested. A few times earlier on. You know, what with Machine Head having to cancel all their dates, all that sort of stuff. Whether or not Bloodstock could grab them for the headliner.
Convince them.
Rob might have to change his mind, innit? Because a little bit of cash now, innit?
Yeah. I think the problem was they never made any fucking money from a festival. So.
Buried Tomorrow, then, which we've obviously previously mentioned. I will. I will definitely check out some of it because Dan will want to see it.
Yeah.
But if there's something in the New Blood, I've seen Buried Tomorrow a fair bit, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'd like to see all of Buried Tomorrow, but if there's something I need to see somewhere else, I won't have a problem going to see something else.
Yeah, that'll be torn.
Yeah. And the other band that previously had something listed and no longer does is the Paradise Lost, who this year would have been playing Draconian Times in full for the 20th anniversary. No, it's 20 or 25.
Sure.
But it would have been Draconian Times in full. It was an anniversary, but it's obviously next year's no longer the case. That's no longer on here, which if that's true and they're not going to be playing it in full, I much prefer. A Paradise Lost best of.
Yeah, same. Don't know enough about them to have one an album in full.
Yeah.
But I know enough about them, sorry, but I don't know the album well enough to want to hear it in full.
Yeah, it's funny because leading up to this year, before obviously it all fell apart, my plan was, we're going to do like several of the albums of these bands we don't know very well as track by tracks, and Draconian Times was going to be one of them. So, yeah. Sunday then, we've got Butcher Babies.
Never heard of them.
Heard of them,
yeah,
never
heard
seen
of it
them.
by them, yeah. So, is it more like sleazy rock and roll? I don't know anything. I have to go and...
You're a metal band.
Oh.
Not rock and roll,
I
metal
thought that
band.
was sleazy rock.
Sleazy rock.
Maybe it's like the look of them.
That's judging them an image. You are in a right sexist mood today, aren't it? Do you know what I mean?
You are the one that judges.
Diamond Head.
I've never seen Diamond Head, so for me it's another little bucket list, a little tick there. Never seen them, so.
Cool. Go for the last song.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. The Metallica cover, isn't it?
One of my most exciting bands to see that weekend is Life of Agony,
good.
Who are brilliant anyway, and then have now released an incredible new album as well. So Life of Agony, yes.
Good for them. Orange Goblin.
No, I can see that. 25 years of Orange Goblin, right? Yeah, so Orange Goblin. We talked about them already.
Yep.
They're there again.
Damn, straight I'll be seeing them.
It's actually correct. Was it 25 years previously? Is it now 26 or is it now 25?
Ooh, interesting.
Not that it matters, but I was wondering if it was like, result, that makes it 25 years for us. Put that on our logo.
That's cool.
But if they've not done anything this year, you could technically call it this year a write-off and go, you didn't technically play.
I know people would love to pretend 2020 doesn't exist, but it does.
Yeah.
We don't get like a year back on our life or anything like that. It's still gone. I'm still fat.
You've been paying your mortgage, haven't you? You ain't getting a year back.
Yeah. You get nothing, mate.
Yeah. Black Dahlia Murder.
I'm quite keen. I mean, yeah, they're nice and fucking heavy. You know, I think there aren't a huge. There's a lot of heavy bands on here. Don't get me wrong, but not in that kind of deathcore, kind of punchy style. You know, so I'd be quite like to see this. I think.
Yeah, it's going to be real nice surprise, nice break, nice bit of heaviness amongst a lot of these bands on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Then followed by some power metal, which I would like to see more this year. Please, 2021 Bloodstock, Glory Hammer.
Yay!
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, man. It's so light in power metal. You know, we need some fucking fist pumping and swords in the air, and a reason for people to buy all those Viking horns you sell all over the bloody thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
so yeah, Glory Hammer is fun.
Yeah, very excited for them.
Oh, yes, that book Hannah War.
But yeah, if you're listening and you want a suggestion of book, Big Nana War of Steel. Not Hannah War, Nana War of Steel.
Oh, I was going to say Hannah War and Dream Troll, but you know.
Or
Dream Troll, yes.
You'd also potentially, I don't know, maybe announce Blind Guardian as a Saturday headliner. There you go. That would take it off, wouldn't it?
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be going.
Saxon.
Yeah, man.
It's been a long time for me. It's been
Cool, long old time.
either 11 or 10 years, whichever download I saw them at. I only went to 2 downloads in 2009 and 8 and 9. So no, it's been 11 or 12 years ago. Yeah.
It's a long old time. Yeah, I'm definitely up seeing Saxon, especially like at a Bloodstock. It's going to be quite a special thing.
And imagine it's a bucket list band for you?
I've seen Saxon.
Oh, all right, cool.
Been around forever, haven't they?
Yeah.
Literally forever.
Well, yeah. We're talking about bands that have been around forever then. The headline of a Sunday is, of course, Judas Priest, celebrating 51 heavy metal years. Yeah, of course, it's Priest. They headlined a few years back. They were amazing. They're back again. I always enjoy them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be as excited. It's hard to say because we're a year away. Come next year, it'll have been like 3 or 4 years since I last saw them. You know?
Yeah, I'm still excited to see him. It's still Judas Priest, isn't it? It's like you just put the man up on the stage for a little bit so we can look at him. So good. Just leave it like that, and we can all say, "Hey, it's Rob Halford." Woohoo!
I just have a suggestion, and I'm in my head. I have a suggestion. It's just, let's imagine, right, that by the time we get the Bloodstock, it's been 2 years, and we kind of get into 2021, and gigs have only really started coming back in 2021, and so on. Play United, man, and get a crowd sing along to that fucking song.
I want a full Judas Priest Christmas set.
That's just Halford stuff. Yeah, that'll be fun. A whole Holy Night.
Come out and do Holy Night and all that sort of stuff. Or if Bloodstock gets delayed till, and then put it on in December, and then he can come out and do like winter songs.
We can get August Burns Red on that bill, man. Sorted.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, 2021 is pretty much 2020, which I've discussed in videos before. Obviously, we've got the headliner coming up on the 11th for Saturday, which will either cause massive amounts of controversy or massive amounts of joy. Either way, people will argue. Makes no difference.
Oh yeah, they always do.
Yeah, it's the thing.
And this is before we've only literally got a quarter of bands here. There are no new blood bands yet. Of course, we're going to have to pick up the metal to the masses. Even more bands as well, because we've got to fill that Thursday now as well. So there's more opportunities for bands on the New Blood and the Selfie stage. We get a real eclectic mix and bands that you never really thought, oh my God, they can play Bloodstock. They are now because of that extra day. Because presumably, I presume the majority of that Thursday is going to come from Britain.
Yeah.
So you would think so, wouldn't you? Yeah. So that's going to be, there you go. Do you know what I mean? Now's your opportunity.
All right, guys, so it's the day after. You play Bloodstock now. How are you feeling?
Amazing, great, a bit hangover-ish.
A bit hangover, yeah.
Come on, after such a gig you wanted to release the energy further, right? No, I'm joking. It's great, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How do you think it went? Like, how did you feel up there? You look out at that crowd, you see people wearing lots of your T-shirts. They seem to be crowds of them. And how did that feel?
Emotional, very emotional. I was tearing up halfway through. Just the scale of it is nothing like we've ever had before.
Wow.
And it really hits home just how hard we've worked. It's all culminated at that point. It's just like, wow, this is it.
For me, I'm taking that moment, Joe give me that, and I looked out in the crowd, and there's probably an 11-year-old kid on the front row, hand in the air, going, "Still I Rise." Yeah. He's singing our song. He's on the front and he's 11. It's everything that we, as a genre, as music, that's what we want to bring in. It's like bring those kids in, and he was loving it. And that's the image for me that sticks and is going to stick.
A moment that you're going to remember.
Absolutely.
Would you say this is the biggest show you've done to date?
Absolutely.
Yeah. By far.
Yeah, by far. Yeah, absolutely.
And you got here via Metal to the Masses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Sheffield.
Yeah. Sheffield
Yeah.
as well. So like that, because obviously you're no strangers to being playing live anyway, and obviously you've got your own fest that you do. So did that journey on the Metal to the Masses, did that boost your confidence? Did you expect to win? Well, I say expect to win, but when your name got read out, what was that like?
Well, it was unbelievable. I mean, we've entered the competition many times before we got to the finals, and we know we're of a standard, and we know we're going to get far in the competition because we're proud of what we're doing. We're good at what we do.
We've always been finalists, but this year I think it's been
Yeah. I mean, the competition was, and we were like, this could go any way. But you never expect, you never expect for your name to be called out. And when it did, it was just like someone just like shut out the world.
Somebody else teared up.
And then I ugly cried on stage, and everyone had gone up on stage. I did this like dramatic fall to my knees, and Laura, one of the mistress of merch who looks after our merchandise, everyone else had gone up on stage. She was like, Joe, you need to go up on stage. Like everyone's up there, and I was like, yay! What is this?
Late as ever.
Late as ever. Come
Mr.
on,
Hall.
Tim.
Hello.
Blue.
But yeah.
Blue, purple.
So yeah, so like obviously you've done that now. What's the next steps? Because you're going to use that as a platform now to continue to push, or is it just relax, sit back, relax for a bit?
No.
Carry on.
Chance. We've got to keep the momentum going, definitely.
We've got our album launch on the 6th of October at the Corporation in Sheffield. It's going to be launched at Aonia Fest 2, so our second festival that we organise. It's going to be a great day, 10 bands. So that's our next big project. So we've got Miscreant, Dekesis, Fury, which hasn't officially been announced yet, so I need to get on that on Monday before all this stuff goes out, because we've said it to everybody. I need to let other people know. So Miscreant, us, Dekesis, Fury.
Alwaid from France.
Alwaid from France are coming. Divided We Fall, an amazing symphonic band that split in 2015. They've reformed. Their first gig back is Aonia Fest. Burn Down the District.
This State of Ours.
Fire Sky, This State of Ours, and Skeleton Crew. So, 10 bands.
Taking place in Sheffield, yep?
Yeah, Corporation.
Yep.
Yeah, 6th of October, and that's when we're launching the album.
That's your album
Which is
launches,
the 7th,
right?
yeah.
Excellent, brilliant. So, guys, what's the rest of the weekend going to look like? What's the day looking like for you? Is it just chill,
Mainly
watch some
rain
bands,
with
or...
small...
Excellent.
showers.
Yeah, rain everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually,
And
Lords have started playing cricket. Oh, have they? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
we should go there then. Yes, we're going to Lords.
Towers. Oh, we were going to Dalton Towers.
Yeah, it's raining there.
No, we're just going to enjoy it today. No pressure, enjoy the bands.
Yeah, catch everyone
It's
that we
raining,
can.
but what the hell.
You've
We're
done
wet
your
anyway
bit.
now,
You've
so.
done your bit now, so you can really
Relax and enjoy
it.
it.
There's still a lot of great bands to see today. We've got some New Zealand Maori metal to go and see, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been recommended some weird and wonderful things to check out.
And obviously we've got Mr. Big to go on.
Alien Weaponry.
Yeah. Who else could it be?
Of course it is. Of course it is. And of course, I guess maybe your future rivals, Nightwish, on the main stage. You're going to check them out?
Absolutely.
Yes. Of course, yeah.
Give them a business card, because they're here, so they need support acts for the tour.
Absolutely.
We've been talking for ages. Let's wrap this up then with the last live video. Brendan already mentioned them as being a very special band who really stood out amongst the pack at that year, 2018. And it is Aonia. I'm sorry, I am the worst for trying to say it, but there you go, I've done it. Yes, of course, what's called symphonic power metal, a mix of many different elements. There's 7 of them, for God's sake. That should give you a clue. 2 vocalists. Brilliant band who do an incredible own one-dayer themselves, their own festival, which unfortunately this year was postponed as well. We'll be back hopefully for number 4 next year properly. But until then, enjoy this video. And thanks for watching. Don't be too sad about Bloodstock. It'll come back around in 2021. But if you are sad, don't worry about it.
Have a drink.
Yeah, have a drink.
Right, so our final song is all about those times in our lives when people tried to make us feel bad, tried to make us feel different because of the music that we like, because of the clothing that we wear, because of the sort of person that we are. But we don't listen to those people because we, the rockers, the freaks, the goths, and the geeks, we stick together. And together we are strong. Together still we are resilient. And still we rise!
Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts, and of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal, what else is life for?